This is the tale of I Know You, a stranger's side mission in Red Dead Redemption. Just south of Mescalero, John encounters a man atop a cliff, gazing off into the distance towards Mexico. Beckoning towards John, he says,
I know who you are, Marston.
Hello, John. John Marston.
Do I know you?
I hope so. I seem to know you.
I'm pretty good at remembering faces.
Are you? Do you remember Hattie McCourt's face?
Who?
She was a girl Dutch Vanderlyn shot in the head on that raid on the ferry a few years back. Same one you got shot on. Pretty girl, until her eye was hanging out by a threaded tendon and her brain was plastered over a wall.
Not really.
Then why would you remember me, friend? You've forgotten far more important people than me.
What's your game, friend?
I don't have a game, John. Listen, sometimes I just wish I'd known more about life. Wish I'd had better guidance. A friend of mine is drunk as a skunk in the saloon on Thieves' Landing. I think he's going to be unfaithful to his dear wife. Why don't you head over there and see if you can advise him how best to proceed?
What do you think I am?
I know what you are, John. Just if you've got the time, friend.
and with that, we are tasked by the strange man to visit his friend in Thieves' Landing.
Go, John, go. Or are you not the man I thought you were?
With a very peculiar and binary choice to either prompt the man to hook up with this prostitute and be unfaithful to his wife, or to be faithful, to warn him off this. Why he is trying to test our morality is definitely a mystery, something that I'm sure that we will find out, as he does have strong ties to John's past. He said to us that he knows about Heidi McCourt and her eyeball hanging by a tendon supposedly we were responsible for on a heist that went wrong with the Vanderlyn gang, which is the same one where they left John for dead. It's almost like he relishes the fact that John himself had been betrayed and wants to see how John is going to act now versus all of the more treacherous and nefarious deeds that he'd done in the past. So we head to Thieves' Landing and approach a man that is up against the wall, courting a young, what it looks to be, lady of the night. Approaching him, he says,
No problem if I just get
Excuse me, mister.
Yeah, what the hell do you want?
Look, don't ask how, but I know what you're about to do. You don't want to do this.
The hell are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, mister. I'm just here to say I don't think you should go through with it. Your wife, she loves you.
Shit, mister. I don't know who or what you are, but I guess I'm grateful. I guess you're right. I was raised better than this.
Don't mention it. Go on now.
with that, we have warned the man of hooking up with the prostitute, which is now one portion of the task, though there are more. However, you can also choose the darker path, which looks like this.
Excuse me, mister.
Yeah, and what do you want?
Look, don't ask me how, but I know what you're about to do, and you need this.
What? Oh. Thank you.
Look, there's no need to thank me. It's obvious you need this.
You're damn right I do. I deserve a good woman. You're right.
Don't mention it.
Yeah.
Go on now.
Too fast, woman. Now then, where were we? That's better.
So with that portion of the quest done, we then head to Diez Coronas, and we can find, again, the strange man with a mule and a camp by a boulder just poking at the fire, though he does beckon to us when we approach him.
Welcome to Nuevo Paraiso, John.
Where do I know you from?
You're famous, John. You're the man who shot a bunch of banditos as soon as he turned up in this country. You're a man who decided right and wrong, between a man and death. between a man and his wife.
And who are you?
You know, I admire you, John. I hope my boy turns out just like you.
For your sake, I hope you don't.
You kill people so easily, yet you respect the vows of marriage. That's very curious.
Funnily enough, there's only one change in the dialogue depending on your previous choice. He will admonish you for how you kill, yet you're faithful to your wife. However, if you choose to prompt the man to hook up with a prostitute, he says,
But why are you faithful to your wife if you pay a man to sleep with whores?
I'll let the appropriate authorities judge my morality, friend.
Yes, you will. And they shall. Anyway, I hear that an old nun is traveling from the monastery, taking the money she raised at the bank. Why don't you head up there and see if you can lend her a hand? Road's full of thieves. Either that or rob her yourself. I'll see you around, John.
I hope you don't.
and with that, we are tasked with finding the old nun out of Las Hermanas.
Tell me you've gone soft in your old age.
Let's go.
And it is strange that this man is judging us so fiercely for our previous actions. He admits that he knows about our standing in Mexico and that we're famous for killing people, and yet he seems to admonish us for our past sins, and yet still puts us directly in a position where we can either harm a nun and rob her,
Every little helps.
or help make sure she doesn't get robbed in her travels.
Oh, sir. Could you find it in your heart to donate some money for the poor? Perhaps cast a little sunlight into their lives?
Well, maybe, but ain't it the Lord's responsibility to look over his flock? Not mine?
Yes, but the Lord has brought you to me so you could help me. They're at their wits' end, and their faith has been cast aside. All it would take is a few dollars to get them started on the right path so they could see there are those who care.
A few dollars to completely restore someone's faith? I never knew life is so simple. There you are, sister.
Yes. Life is much simpler than we make it. Gracias, Señor. And God bless you.
Funnily enough, donating to the nun will cause the player to receive occasional visits from nuns throughout their travels.
You're making me nervous.
Now, the alternate route is obviously approaching the nun, and instead of paying her, you can rob her at gunpoint. Though it is easy to accidentally kill her, because if you hold her at gunpoint and don't hit the button quick enough, you won't rob her and she will begin to run, at which you will have to lasso her, because if you shoot her and try and rob her corpse, you will fail the mission. So, ultimately, you can actually rob her though and kill her afterwards, as we're seen doing here, though this is pretty low even for us killing a nun.
Whoa there. Come on.
So after completing this task and continuing on our travels, we head to Beach's Hope. This Stranger side quest has spanned all 3 of the continents in Red Dead Redemption. And it's at Beach's Hope, our own home, that we see the mysterious man once more staring out over what Agent Ross describes as John Marston's Scrabble Farm. Doesn't matter which choices you've chosen previously, approaching the strange man
Isn't my old friend.
one last time will yield to the same outcome.
Ain't this a beautiful spot?
Sure. What are you doing here?
My accounts. I'm an accountant.
Is that so?
In a way.
What's your name?
You know, it's the darndest thing. I can't remember.
Tell me your damn name and where you know me from.
Well, I know you from Mexico. I know you from back out west. Hell, I know you from all over.
Tell me your name or I won't be responsible for my actions.
Oh, but you will. You will be responsible. This is a fine spot. See you around, cowboy.
Damn you!
Yes, many have.
This is the story of the cannibals in the hills of Cholla Springs near the township of Armadillo in Red Dead Redemption. You can first catch wind of this side quest known as American Appetites in Red Dead Redemption by reading the local newspaper, which headline reads, "People missing in Cholla Springs." Several residents of Armadillo and the surrounding area have gone missing over the past few months in separate incidences, but none have yet turned up, either alive or dead. Local law enforcement bodies are urging residents to show extra caution when traveling in the backcountry or on their own, or when traveling at night. With this tidbit and progressing through the single-player story, particularly Marshall Lee Johnson's political realities in Armadillo, you can head to the sheriff's office, and you will come upon a particularly upset, weeping woman. Her name is Grace Anderson, and she is distraught.
Oh, they took my boy! My boy!
Who did?
He's missing. He's only a youngster. My boy is missing.
Where? Who took him?
Them people in the hills. Them hills near Hanging Rock. They took it. Oh,
Can't the police force help you?
they can't even help themselves. Please, sir. My son is missing. I need your help.
If I find him, I'll bring him back to you.
And with that, Grace Anderson has tasked us with finding her son, Ralph. The search begins by heading out to Hanging Rock, which is up north, and quite a foreboding landmark for her poor son, Ralph. As we get nearer, we see that over to the east and north in the hills more, up in the Rockies, that it's actually marked on the map that her son has gone much further than Hanging Rock. And so we start to look around the area to locate him, or what has become of him.
Slow down!
And it's there that we find what looks to be a leg bone or a femur, just a shoe, and a lot of fresh blood. With Hanging Rock over our shoulder and the township of Armadillo in the distance, it's clear that he met a grisly fate, though we're not sure exactly what happened to him. The trail goes cold until you progress further in some single-player missions in the story, helping Bonnie McFarlane break in some horses, and also some more help to the local sheriff when you head back to the sheriff's office in Armadillo. This time you're confronted by a man overwhelmed with grief named Jeremy Parsons, crying on the porch of the sheriff's office, and it seems like nobody has an interest in helping these poor townsfolk solve the mystery of the missing peoples.
Mister, she's gone.
Who is?
My wife, she's gone. She went out picking mushrooms in the hills near Hanging Rock and they got her. The stories are true.
What'd the police do about it?
Oh, about as much as you'd expect. Made me fill out a form. Beryl ain't strong, but she's a good girl.
I'll see what I can do.
With the apathetic sheriff and his deputies making poor Jeremy fill out a form, and him being beset with grief, especially the fact that he said that his wife Beryl isn't strong, but she's a good girl, indicates that he knows that something sinister could happen to her, and obviously it would make him worry so much more being out in the savage west with all the bandits, the wild creatures, and just the evil and danger that seems to be around every corner. So we head to Hanging Rock, and it becomes apparent that it is actually the hills again which will be the scene of the crime. So as we head closer, we see not only a blood spatter which is reminiscent of what we saw with Grace's son Ralph, well, whatever happened to Ralph, but also what appears to be a female's arm. Now, this doesn't seem like the work of bandits. Maybe she was shot dead, maybe animals got to her, but it's very clear that something sinister is happening in these hills, and that it had happened recently, which is scarier that the culprit is still hanging around. They're striking multiple times, and they could be watching us for all we know. So John, doing a little bit of detective work, realizes there's not much else that he can do until we catch whomever or whatever is causing this carnage, just raw carnage. So again, we have to progress through the storyline and do some more of the single-player missions, and then once more, the local sheriff's office, the quest line opens up, but this time it's actually an unidentified weeping woman inside the office. Again, no sheriff, no deputies inside.
I'm thinking this whole Wild West adventure might have been the wrong decision. Hello.
You okay, lady?
My husband's missing. These bastards won't do anything. But he's a good man. He don't drink nor lay with whores. And he's been missing for 3 days.
Let me guess. You went missing up in the hills?
How did you know, mister?
Just a guess. If I find him, I'll bring him back to you, but people seem to go missing up there.
Oh my God. If he's gone, then what'll I do? We ain't got much money. And I'm with the family wagon.
As I said, I'll do what I can.
So the weeping woman pleads with John to head back out to Hanging Rock, and obviously you're starting to see a pattern with the local law enforcement.
I wish I was dead. Let's go.
And also with what you're probably going to find at the end of the trail. So as we head past Hanging Rock and straight over to the Rocky Hills in Cholla Springs, we see a single man who looks like he's injured somehow. Now, the first thing you could do is draw on him and shoot, but shooting first seldom will do much in Red Dead Redemption. We don't know the story, we just failed the mission.
Rest in peace, my friend.
The second, more law-abiding approach would be to confront the man and try and finally piece together what's been happening with the abductions and grisly murders in the hills.
Mister, some city fella just attacked me and broke my leg.
What?
He broke my leg. Some city fella. Guy got kind of creepy on me, and then he got violent.
When?
Just now. He ran off that way. Can't have gone too far.
If I find him, I'll bring him back this way.
Thank you, mister.
The man has told you that he's injured. He's definitely got a broken leg, and it looks like he's suffered some wounds at the hands of an assailant. You assume that he's the victim, like the previous ones that we'd come across, and maybe we've saved him in time. His name is Randall Forrester. However, just about 10 yards in front of us, we can see a man who is dressed to match the description as a city fella, and he's running. Now, you can just shoot him in the back and kill him, but you will fail the quest and lose some honor as well. You can also then just draw on Randall and kill him, but again, you're just going to lose 50 honor, which if you're looking for a more nefarious reputation in the West, then that's going to help you, but you don't really find out exactly what had transpired between the two men. Now, you can chase the unnamed man down.
Why won't you people just leave me alone?
And Hog Time, he's obviously seems pretty distraught.
You're all crazy!
Calling you crazy, why won't you leave me alone? And he's in need of help. So you Hog Tie him, retrieve him and bring him back to an injured Randall Forrester for some much needed country justice for this
This is a nightmare!
evil city slicker.
Don't take me back to that man!
This city slicker thought he could come out into the hills, kill people.
Please! I'll do anything!
Well, he's being caught red-handed, and Randall Forrester's gonna get his own personal justice.
He's a damn lunatic.
Oh my good lord! Please get that man away from me!
Hey, fella.
You broke this poor fool's leg, mister.
This maniac tried to eat me! We've got cannibals in these here hills! Please help me!
What?
Please!
Fella's got to eat now. Fella's got to eat.
Save me from this freak, please! Please!
Now, in true Red Dead form, you can either leave the man to his grisly fate or kill the cannibal and free him. There will be different rewards for your choices. Obviously, you can gain dishonor and infamy if you just walk away and let Randall have his sumptuous meal, and presumably continue to prey on innocents in the township of Armadillo.
That's good. You gotta get it while it's fresh.
Obviously, you're going to get different rewards being, if you do kill the cannibal and save the victim, 100 honor and fame.
I'm just all heart today.
Or you can actually handle Randall in a different way. You can get more creative. You can hog tie the cannibal Randall and save the victim. It'll give you 100 honor and 50 fame, though you can't drop him off to the sheriff's office. Funnily enough, I tried. It seems like they really don't care about this case whatsoever. But if you are so inclined to get some form of justice and maybe you want to get an achievement or just have some fun, there is, of course, the dastardly perk for putting him on some train tracks and letting the train take care of it. I think that's a fitting end to the cannibal. Now, this does have a mission unlockable that will help you out, which is the Deadly Assassin's Outfit scrap, so it's a part of a greater mission, and it does kick off the strangest storyline. It's one of the darker, better stories. I think just a great side quest to show you the depravity in the West and also the apathy of the law. The law is so quick to tax, to get their nose in business where it's not wanted, as Dutch says, to colonize and to take over and expand aggressively. But when people are in real need, and you see people who are just left to the wayside and their families are butchered, if it doesn't, fit the bill or they don't have enough resources, it's still the Wild West. This is the story of blind faith in the harsh West in Red Dead Redemption in a quest called Jenny's Faith. To start the quest, head due east from Ridgewood Farms on the path towards Armadillo, and you'll see a woman on the ground that is absolutely grubby, clawing around and coughing her lungs out. She beckons to you and says,
Hello there.
Howdy, miss. What are you doing out here?
I'm thinking.
Have I seen you before?
Oh, yes, I think so. On the train from Blackwater, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, you were talking with the preacher.
Yes, sir, I was.
I don't know if it's so safe out here, miss.
Oh, Jenny. You can call me Jenny. All right. I'm safe because I have faith. So, faith can move mountains. That's the whole point.
You're trying to move a mountain?
Oh, no, I can't do anything. But with faith, I can achieve great things. I know that. I know it.
You want me to take you back into town, ma'am? You seem kind of unwell.
Oh, I get such clarity out here. I see things purely. The world is so beautiful.
And full of things that'll kill you, including illness.
Nothing's gonna kill me, sir.
Well, take care then.
So it becomes pretty apparent that this woman, Jenny, is one, unshakable in her faith, but two, probably suffering from heat stroke or some other form of hallucination. And even if she isn't, taking the written word of God literally is going to produce some pretty unwanted health side effects. Now, you have a couple of options here with Jenny. Head towards Armadillo if you don't already have medicine on your person, and go buy some medicine from the doctor and come back and hopefully cure poor Jenny of her woes. I don't know about her sanity, but maybe her physical ailments. So I head into Armadillo on a mission to get medicine. It's a little bit testing if you can try and ignore the bandits dragging people around the town, killing them. So we purchase the medicine.
Hello there.
Finally time to get that bullet out your leg.
And as I'm heading back towards Jenny, I start to reflect upon what she previously mentioned, which was the time we met her on the train to Armadillo from Blackwater. And it's there that we see the counsel that she's received that has somewhat affected her and her mission to be with God out in nature when she speaks to the local preacher.
Father, do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? It hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way. Not only do people now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly. Didn't you hear? Out in Kansas, a man even got a car to fly.
I hardly think so, Jenny. What you must remember, my dear, is that we have been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other, and who let you worship in peace.
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny, it is confusing. But you only have to ask me if you need help.
Indeed.
Well, here we are. Obviously, the higher message here is if you just put your faith in God and not think for yourself, it is absolutely dangerous. But also the power in which the preacher holds over somebody is naive, as Jenny, who says, don't think for yourself, just trust in me. Again, these are cartoonish caricatures for the video game, but absolutely there is powerful when you think of just the ignorance and lack of education that people had, and that they would take the written word as law. So we head back to Jenny, medicine in hand, hopefully to heal her, and she says,
Miss Jenny. Miss Jenny. Don't look like the Almighty's much inclined to help you out here. I was kind of worried about you, so I brought you some medicine.
Oh, heavens. Oh, praise you, Lord. I knew you'd save me.
Excuse me?
You see, it was only through his will that you were ordered to save me. Tell me, were there angels in your vision?
Jenny, can I take you back into town?
Praise you, Savior. I knew you'd save me.
Will you come with me?
Oh, I'm fine here, mister. I'm in heaven. Heaven.
Clearly her resolve is unshakable, and she believes that she is in heaven, and you leave Jenny to her fate. You can turn around and aim at poor Jenny, and because her AI is programmed in such a way, instead of lying there and being shot, she actually becomes quite spry and runs on foot in a dead sprint that you wouldn't expect somebody that it's affected by a heat stroke or her ailments to be able to do. And you get negative karma if you decide to kill her. Now, there are a couple of other things I discovered on the wiki that are quite interesting. The first is that you can actually just start this Stranger mission as Jack Marston. If this Stranger mission is done as Jack Marston, a different dialogue will occur where Jack briefly asks if he'd seen Jenny before, just like John did, but Jenny will reply saying she didn't think so because John was seen by Jenny riding in the train, whereas Jack was not.
Have I seen you before?
No, I don't think so.
Well then, look, are you sure you're all right, miss?
Yes, sir. I'm fine.
If you actually start the mission as John, come back as Jack, Jack will speak to Jenny as if he knows her. Additionally, this means that Jenny has not changed her clothes, eaten anything, bathed, moved, or been discovered by anyone or anything else, or even aged at all over the course of 3 years, all of which seems pretty unlikely. I mean, her faith is strong. I don't know how strong it is, but clearly Jenny's appearance shouldn't be the same in 1914 as it was in 1911.
I'm fine here, mister. I'm in heaven. Heaven.
If you try and bring Jenny to the doctor in Armadillo, she'll run to the police. However, you can take her supposedly to the Las Hermanas chapel and she'll begin to pray, which is something that I tried to do myself, trying to somehow help Jenny. It felt like I really wanted her to have a better outcome or be cared for, but I think that this may have been patched out as it failed no matter how hard I tried. Now, the game is set up an introduction. We first see Jenny in the train, then we meet Jenny and try and sway her to be healed, but her actual fate is never revealed to us. However, there is a short film called The Man from Blackwater, and Jenny lies dead close to a rock in such film, where she was found while a vulture seems to be ready to eat her. But because Hillcoat's movie has somewhat alternative events compared to the ones in Red Dead Redemption, it cannot actually be proven that this is her fate in the game storyline, though it seems pretty compelling that that's what happened and was the inspiration for the film. So we have a pretty solid beginning, middle, and end for poor Jenny. It's a great narrative and story, no matter how it actually came out. I'm a big fan of it.
I can achieve great things. I know that. I know it. Oh, I get such clarity out here. I see things purely. The world is so beautiful.
And full of things that'll kill you.
Nothing's gonna kill me, sir.
Well, take care then.
This is the tragic tale of Eva in peril in Red Dead Redemption. In the country of Mexico, if you head to the town of Casa Madruga, in the northeast section of the town, behind the tenant's building, you can see a couple, a local prostitute, Eva Cortez, and Mario Alcalde in a domestic dispute.
No me faltes el respeto.
Unlike other Radiant quests where breaking up a domestic dispute would reward you instantly in Red Dead Redemption, if you try firing upon Alcalde or Eva to break it up, a message on screen appears and says, since you attacked Mario and Eva, they want nothing to do with you right now, which is strange as you think that you're doing an altruistic act.
No me faltes el respeto.
So we have no choice but to interact with the couple.
Sí, tú eres puta.
Hey, Migo, give it a rest. Enough. Stop hitting the girl.
There, you happy now?
You're low, brother.
Huh? You like her? You can have her. Yeah, she's pretty clean and pretty dirty also, huh? She's yours for $200 American.
Mario, you are evil.
No, Eva, I'm just a cowherd who can no longer afford the cattle. You want a cow? Cowboy? Huh?
Holy Mother, save me from this man.
Come on. $200, mate.
Now, if you're unsatisfied with the sadistic Mario's proposition, you do have a choice to shoot him at this point, but it will fail the quest. So you have no choice if you want to continue with the quest, but to fork up $200 for Eva's freedom.
She's all yours, okay? Enjoy her.
Gracias, señor. Thank you.
Will you miss me, mi amor? What are you going to do now?
I will go to Las Hermanas. The sisters there will help me.
Mario seems happy with this outcome. He's got paid and he asks Eva casually, where are you going to head? And to which she replied, looking for a better life, it seems, with the nuns. You then have to wait a few days before you can check up on Eva and make sure that she's on her way. Hopefully, somebody who'd suffered that much abuse, she can find a better life for herself. So we sleep at Las Hermanas in the safe house, jump on our horse from the second story, which if you haven't done that in Red Dead Redemption, I highly suggest. It's very satisfying to do. And we head due west over to Las Hermanas to check up on Eva, but we find instead none in the chapel praying.
Excuse me, sister?
Yes, sir? Can I help you?
I was looking for a girl by the name of Eva, I think. Wanted to see if she was doing okay.
Are you one of her special friends?
No, I just helped her.
Oh.
She said she was coming in here.
Oh.
She came and she went. A man came for her. Turned out maybe he was her calling after all.
Okay. Thank you, sister.
Oh, I think they said they were going to El Sepulcro. But who knows? She wasn't much of one for the truth.
So the nun has informed us that instead of finding a new life, that a man has called upon her, to which my first thought is hopefully Mario hasn't actually absconded with her and forced her against her will to leave this chapel. She's left that life behind, and you'd hope that villainous man would be cut out forever, but somebody, you can assume that it is Mario, has actually come calling for Eva, and she's left of her own volition. I'm not sure, but it seems so. So we head to El Sepulcro, the local cemetery. We happen upon Mario with a shovel in hand, and he's digging up or burying a corpse we can safely assume is Eva Cortez herself.
What are you doing, amigo?
Nothing.
Why'd you kill her?
I didn't kill her. I wouldn't do a thing like that. Sure, I'd hit her, but...
Why'd you kill her? And why are you digging her up?
And what business is it of yours, huh? Oh. You still want to lay with her? Huh?
You sold her. You let her go.
No. A good whore never leaves, man.
Do I get my money back now or after I've killed you?
It's just a goddamn whore, man. A goddamn filthy whore.
As you say, she was just a whore. Now come on.
Mario, in all his cruelty, seems genuinely perplexed why we would care about, as he said, a filthy whore. A duel then proceeds which you cannot disarm Mario, and it's also a hard duel to win. So I know the rules state that we can't disarm Mario in the normal sense, but I thought that I would still attempt to disarm him anyway. So once you put down Mario, you gain 50 fame, 45 honor, and get your money back, then some. Though it's tragic that Eva has paid with her life, and I can't help but think why she would choose to leave with Mario. If it's forced, it's still tragic, but was she so used to the life and punishment of this man, living in terror of him, that she couldn't actually live in peace with nuns and would prefer to go with him? They say, better the devil you know. And it seems that may have been the unfortunate case. In the official Stranger flavor text, that Mario did beat her to death in a drunken rage. So we're just going to put a couple of bullets in Mario to make sure he doesn't come back in the Undead expansion. This is a story of forbidden love brought on by grief, a touch of madness, and extreme loneliness in the West. In a quest in Red Dead Redemption titled Who You to Judge. By heading to the northwest section of Gaptooth Ridge, there's a town of Rathskeller Fork. As we pass through the town and
play some horseshoes, Clementine.
Somehow resist the urge to play some horseshoe, there is a man named Jeb Blankenship that is kneeling down beside himself, weeping and moaning for help.
Why won't nobody help me?
If you choose to approach the man, he says,
Hey, partner, I need your help.
You and every other fool around here.
No, they took her. They took my love. They stole Jeb's heart and they took her away.
What are you talking about, friend?
They took my love. They took Jeb's loves by them gangsters. They hide out of Tumbleweed. Can you help me, partner? Partner, can you help me?
I doubt it. But if I head up that way, I'll see what I can do.
Help a fella out, partner. I have a soul.
Now, poor Jeb, he seems a little bit touched. He refers to himself in the third person, and he's asked us to find his love, which is located in Tumbleweed.
Come on.
Now, we head south to Tumbleweed, but it's unfortunately an occupied town. So as we approach Tumbleweed, we actually find out that there's a captured sheriff, which starts a random encounter where you have to clear the town out. Before we do that, I just want to head into the church. One of the best things in Red Dead Redemption, I find, is a small Easter egg located inside. So if you head into the church, and you can't really see what's on the pulpit, but illuminating the pulpit reveals the writing that says the devil has got into that beast. Now, a lot of people have speculated that it's the dark horse that you can receive for getting the lowest amount of fame. It's not really resolved officially, as far as I can tell. Maybe it had something to do with the undead nightmare, but it's something creepy for a ghost town. All the same. So we head into the town.
I don't care how many of you there are!
And are immediately fired upon. Some of the people that are firing from the second story of the building, and we see a hanging man, which I assumed was the sheriff, to be honest. I'm trying to snipe down what I believe is the sheriff, but it looks like we are too late to save whomever that was hanging by their neck. So we proceed towards the body and start clearing out the town.
This is what you called out.
Now, this Tumbleweed is known to, one, be haunted, and two, to obviously have a host of bandits, and it does replenish over time. It is a radiant quest where bandits will occupy it at some time, and if you actually clear out Tumbleweed before starting the quest with Jeb, you just have to ride there and straight back. You don't have to do this part. But then, as we head towards the body, I realize it's not the sheriff, it's some poor soul, and so we free the sheriff.
What's happening here? Thanks, partner. This gang just won't get the message. Could sure use a hand clearing them out. Come on, the whole place is still chock full of sons of bitches. There's only a couple left. Keep shooting.
Christ alive!
So before we continue with the quest for Jeb, it seems prudent that we clear out the town just to help the sheriff out. Why not? Be on the good side of the law.
Come on now.
Tell me, is it wrong I enjoyed it so much? Woohoo!
Darn heck! How about you leave the fighting to the grown-ups?
Head into the saloon where one guy kind of caught me off guard.
There it is!
All right, that looks like everyone in town. Let's head up to the mansion and finish this.
My apologies, mister. You ain't no use back there!
They got the high ground and plenty of cover up at the house. Be careful.
Of course, that work's not really ever done here. So I snipe some people up at the mansion, which we have to clear.
Darn fools. Someone made an omelet out of them birds' eggs of yours, boy?
Think on your last words, 'cause they ain't far away.
Head down to the basement, which, as I round the first corner in the mansion towards the basement, I got blindsided.
Gotta tell you, you're gonna be hurting soon. I'm gonna make you suffer. It should be a fair fight if you could shoot straight.
But the second guy wasn't as lucky. After which, you will be thanked by the sheriff for all of your hard work.
Appreciate all the help, partner. It won't be forgotten. I promise you that.
And can continue on with your quest. So marked on the map, close to the saloon that we're at, there is actually a stable with a horse. And so as we approach closer, we see a woman that is grooming a horse. Clearly didn't have any interest in helping us out in that firefight.
What you doing here, mister?
I've come for you. A mercy mission. Your poor wretch of a man lost his mind. I seen him at Raskeller Fort.
My man? My man's dead. Lawman shot him about a month ago. Shot him in the back, coming out of a cat house. Gave themselves medals. Just like I gave myself to that poor bastard. Unless you've been to hell, you ain't seen no man of mine.
Then where is she?
Who?
Jeb's girl.
Who's Jeb?
Creepy kind of guy. Short black hair, mustache.
Oh, my. This is Lucy. This is Jeb's girl. You dumb fool. Took it off him about a week ago.
Then you better come with me.
Yeah. We better get her back to her man, huh? You gonna made my day. What a fine romantic you is. Well, come on then.
All right, follow me.
So our new friend, Anne, is her name. Riding Lucy is going to follow us back to Rathskeller Fork. Now, you can't just leave her there and she'll meet you, but there is interesting dialogue that opens up.
You should have seen the look on your face, mister. I bet you thought you was being a real hero.
I should never have listened to that crazy fool.
Mercy mission. Ha! So did Jeb offer you some kind of reward for this?
No, miss. I was just helping him out.
Well, ain't you the sweetest thing?
I'm just like you, a real sweetheart.
How y'all doing? Howdy, Mr. Shooter.
I gotta ask, mister, didn't Jeb strike you as being kind of funny?
Most people out here strike me as being kind of funny.
But Jeb, he's a special type of funny, I'd say.
I'm inclined to agree with you, miss.
He got you good, mister.
I'm glad you find it so amusing.
Hey there, Lucy. You excited to go back to your special man?
Miss, are you speaking of that horse?
Well, Jeb sees something in her, doesn't he? You think he's gonna have flowers waiting for her?
There's some things I'd rather not think about.
Mister, I gotta thank you. I'm gonna remember this one for a long time.
After being spoken down to by a complete stranger for a long time, even though she's caretaking for Lucy, you head towards Rathskeller Fork to reunite Jeb and his long-lost love.
Let's go!
And what do you think his reaction would be? Exactly what you think his reaction's gonna be.
You ain't so tough in person, Mr. Marshall.
Lucy! I can't believe it! Mister, you found her, mister!
Oh, I found her all right.
Come here, girl. Come to Daddy. Oh, you're so beautiful. I'm so strong, yet such a lady. I long to hold you. I missed you so much.
You got problems, friend?
Oh, I ain't got no problems, not now that she's back with me. Oh, I remember a cold night that we spent together. Every night's been cold without you, my sweet thing. Oh.
I thought I was sick in the head.
I told you he was funny, mister. Life out here does that to people.
Oh.
I should know. My daddy kept goats.
Now, everybody seems to be happy with this transaction. Anne goes off to hang out in the barn. If you save, she actually will stay there. And Jeb goes on to groom Lucy, his love, and will thank you.
Can a guy get a little privacy?
However, on the official wiki, it says that if you decide to take Lucy from Jeb, which is kind of mean in and of itself, that you will get a bounty, which has happened to myself. But I also read that if you hog tie Anne and kill her, that she will become a horse herself. Seriously. And that you can skin her like a horse and get the horse's skin. I found that so strange, so I took her out of town, lost the bounty.
Ain't you got no more mercy missions to be attended to?
Put her on the train tracks.
I don't think you want to see what these two got planned.
Then I got distracted because, seeing like 2 packs of wolves come from a woman and then a dude who tried to help the woman was just payment in and of itself. And finally, it was kind of hard. I was like, I didn't want to kill her, but I ended up putting a bullet in Anne's head. She didn't turn into a horse. I looted a couple of bucks off her, but that's about it.
Someone might as well have this, ma'am.
Now, you might think that that's the end to the tragic tale. There's more to the story. If you head to the Tumbleweed Cemetery, which we just cleared out, there's a grave marked Grace Blankenship, who died in 1907 and is outlived by loving husband Jeb. Most assuredly, this is the resting place of his wife, his late wife, which just obviously drove him to such loneliness that he's taken up loving a horse. Also, after some time in a later edition of the newspaper, it is reported that Jeb has married his love, the horse, and that no friends or family members attended the ceremony. But this is another one of those bizarre stories which probably has some grounding in truth, you know. Anne does remark about a family member and the goats, and this is known to happen in the West. Now, Jeb obviously flaunting it, I think it's because he's a little touched. He didn't know whether to hide it or not. I like the fact that the Rockstar developers went so far as to put some very confronting material. It's funny, yeah, it's superficially, I mean, it's amazing, but also confronting in the fact that what you're dealing with is something that's the harsh reality of the frontier, the new world. So with that incredible think piece, I'm going to ride off into the sunset. New adventures await, and I shall see you next time. This is the story of Water and Honesty, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption. Due east of Armadillo, on the way to the McFarlane Ranch, there lies a camp on the trail with a man at the campsite named Andrew McAllister. Approaching him, he says,
"Well, howdy."
Excuse me, friend. Mind if I rest up at your camp a spell?
It'd be my pleasure. Man needs a break from this desiccated land.
Thank you, mister. Say, what's that stick you got there?
Oh, y'all ain't never seen a dowsing rod before, mister? Never seen a man summon the water up from the bare earth? Mr.
Marston.
Ah.
No, can't say I have. If it's water you're looking for, what's wrong with that lake over there?
Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with Lake Don Julio. Nothing wrong with it, but we lack the fancy irrigation equipment you folks have back east, so... Man needs a wellspring on his property to ranch here.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Why, you know, just last week, I was over at Old Pleasant's house. Now, I think I may have found something, but... Old coot that owns the place threatened to call the law down on me, so...
People act funny around strange men with sticks.
They sure do. Damn fools. Bet you he don't even know how much water's running underneath his property.
You want me to tell him?
You know what? You ain't that stupid, mister. And I can tell. I'll tell you what. Why don't you go get the old man to sell us his property for a small pittance? Then I can find the source of the water, build us a proper wellspring.
Maybe I will.
Well, all right then.
So we've been tasked by McAllister to obtain the deed to the Pleasance house. How we will obtain it is not sure. Obviously, the person or the old man described by McAllister doesn't really like people snooping around, so you're going to assume that he's going to be covetous of the property. But also, it's open-ended in the fact that, will we take it by force? Will we be entering into a negotiation? Or is he outright just going to shoot at us? I'm not sure if we're actually going to tell him about all this water that he's sitting on, but if he didn't want to sell before, it's probably prudent we do not. As I head closer, I decided to look through my sniper scope and see what the old man is doing. Unfortunately, that will fail the quest immediately, because if you actually aim at Clyde, it fails the quest because he sees it as a hostile act, and you'll only get $6 off his corpse and not the actual deed itself. So to complete the quest, we head towards Clyde. He's sweeping on his porch, and he says,
"Private property." Howdy, friend. I didn't know anyone lived out here. Whoa!
Now you can't rob the place, now can you? Now get!
Friendly old bastard, ain't you?
I don't need me no friends, friend.
We all need friends, old-timer. We die alone, but we live among men. You know, I was interested in moving out this way with my family. Would you be willing to sell me a parcel of land? We wouldn't even have to speak or nothing.
Land's too dry for farming. Bandits run all the cattle off. Why you want this land?
I guess I just like the scenery.
Well, I don't know. Maybe for $200 I could give you the deed to this land, find myself a place up in Blackwater. Although I never could stand the people down there. No, sir.
You have a couple of options at this point. You can pay for the deed or take it by force. The first option is actually non-violent in a way. If you lasso and honk tie Clyde, then you'll actually get the deed without killing him, which may seem like something that you want to do if you want to lose 100 honor, but still not kill somebody, no casualties, and obtain the deed. The second way is to shoot Clyde.
Make up your mind. I ain't got all day.
Now, I hate a litter bug, and he kind of just pushed me over the edge with this. I thought, you know what? Clyde, it's not your day. So we put a bullet in Clyde, casually walk up.
Let's see what you got.
We get some revolver ammo, as well as the Pleasance deed, and losing 100 honor. With that, we head back to McAllister's camp to let him know that we've got the deed.
Well, don't just stand there. Get over here. Well, howdy. You got the deed?
Yep. Here it is.
Yeah. Oh, there's blood on this deed, Marston. I didn't tell you to kill the poor old man. Here, take the money. That old bastard's got a son living up in Blackwater, so I'd be real careful not to publicize this sale too much. Unless killing entire families is a pleasure of yours, of course.
Good luck with the property, McAllister.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
So there's a third option where you can just pay $200 to Clyde. There's no blood on your hands. You haven't actually told him the supposed value, which McAllister is banking on the fact that his divining rod is finding water. This is a huge gamble. Whether or not there is water under his house, you don't know. And Clyde did actually specify his terms, so it's not like you threw out $200. So with that, Clyde will head into the wolf-infested territory with his pistol out, and you can go head back to McAllister to let him know that you have the deed without killing Clyde.
Hey, you're back. Howdy. You got the deed?
Yep. Here it is.
I hear about it. All right. Good of you to put your own money up for the deed. There you go. There's a little something extra in there for you. Always best when these transactions go smoothly.
Particularly when you can make more money out of it. Good luck with the property, McAllister.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you do obtain $220 as well as some honor without killing Clyde, also giving the deed to McAllister. However, Pleasance House is somewhere that you can use as a safe house if you so choose. So, the alternative is that you can actually take the deed back as well.
Think you're some hard case, do you?
Now, this will cost you some honor, but if you do attack and kill, and I tried to do a stealth kill on McAllister, but he's a little more spry than I expected.
This ain't nice. I know.
So we lose 30 honor, which isn't a lot compared to what we would have lost if we killed Clyde, and then you can reclaim the Pleasance deed. Now, this also means that you finish the mission as well. Now, unfortunately, there is blood on your hands. This is the story of California, a stranger's side quest in Red Dead Redemption. Heading west towards Gaptooth Ridge, sitting behind a boulder is a man named Sam Odessa playing the harmonica. Ominously, the tune he's playing is Bury Me Not on the Lone Prairie. If that sounds familiar, that's because that is the song heard again after John Marston is killed in the mission, The Last Enemy That Shall Be Destroyed.
Hello there. Nice to see another sentient being out here. Name's Sam. Sam Odessa. Anyway, that's the name they gave my grandpappy when he came across New York City.
Good to meet you, Sam Odessa. I'm John Marston. You long way from home? Where you come from?
Yeah, well, it would be if I had a home to come from. Been out here for several weeks, or several generations, I guess. Would have made better time, but my horse came up lame a ways back. Trying to get to California. See the ocean.
I hear it's wet.
From the Black Sea to the Pacific in 3 generations. I'm gonna make something of myself there. I'm gonna find something.
Hear they got a fine line of earthquakes out there. Maybe you can find one of them. Listen, Gaptooth ain't so friendly to strangers. I suggest you head back to Benedict Point before you run afoul one of these gangs that runs out of here.
Well, thank you very much for the kind advice, Mr. Marston. I appreciate it. Maybe I'll go get me on a coach.
As worrisome as it is with the outlaws around and the wolves approaching,
I'm sure you got better things to do with your time than fussing over me.
Sam promises to find himself a stagecoach.
No need to check on me, friend. I'm on my way to California right now.
And so I thought I would make sure that he heads on his right way. There's actually warnings on the wiki that if you don't watch him sometimes, he may get attacked by wolves, and lo and behold, there's a stagecoach. Sam stops. He elects to not get on the coach, unfortunately. You have to wait 7 in-game days before you can have a second encounter with Sam near Cueva Seca. As we head to Cueva Seca, we see Sam sitting cross-legged on the ground, amusing himself with a drink, but not much closer to California.
It isn't my old pal.
He greets us and we say,
Sam Odessa. You still out here? How's it going?
Hey, Mr. Mansion, isn't it? Yeah. How you doing? Hey.
Mansion. I kind of like that. You all right out here?
Yeah.
You ain't too much closer to California.
Yeah, I found the coach wasn't so much to my liking. It was a little bit slow, a little bit predictable, and a touch mundane. But these cacti are quite palatable.
I hope they are. Hey, listen. You need to find yourself a horse if you're going to head west.
Yeah, a horse is a very noble creature. Did you ever hear the tale of the horse who could do sums better than any schoolchild?
I think I missed that one.
See, if I could have a trusty steed like that who could take me to the shining sea.
Sam, listen. California's in the west. Just follow the setting sun. It ain't that complicated. All right? You take care of yourself.
Setting sun. Leave me be, I'm fine, honest.
Sam admonishes us for our advice on the setting sun.
Don't you worry about me. I'll get there in my own sweet time.
He's pretty confident in his own abilities, though he's clearly lost. At least he's in fine spirits. It's at that moment I realized we can't actually see the sun, even though it's about 2 p.m. in-game. I looked around and I told him to follow the setting sun, which is in the west, but I don't think that he's going to be able to see it, unfortunately. So waiting another 7 in-game days, there will be another California quest marker in the ravine north of Tumbleweed. As we head to the ravine and come closer to Sam, it's apparent that he's become more disheveled over time and is scratching around in the ground with a stick that he's found. He's got a new stick.
We gotta stop meeting like this.
Sam, we meet again. How you doing out here?
Why the shouting? Why the dancing? Why the laughter? I hope I die laughing, I do.
You keep this up and you just might.
My grandfather was a wise man who came from the east. He followed a star. That's still me. I'm still following, still dreaming, still free. You can't cage us. We are above. We are above, and we're free.
Sam, you really need to come into town with me. You're not doing so well out here.
No. See, I was careless, sir. I understand that now, but I will find me my paradise. I will head west. I will.
Come on, Sam. Probably just need a drink.
You stay away from me. You stay away. I will find me my California. I will.
Sam is clearly delusional, probably sunstroke. You can't cage him, that's for sure. We tried to help him, but he drew on us. Now, unfortunately, and it's another 7 days before the final encounter with Sam, just south of Tumbleweed, as we see a friendly vulture pecking at what appears to be his corpse. Though I fire next to the vulture so that it scares off the birds, it's actually a really good time to shoot the vulture, as it's an easy kill towards the unnatural selection achievement/trophy. So as we head towards Sam, it's clear he's met his grisly fate. Not sure how he died, but he's been rotting for some time. The flies are all over him. At first glance, it seemed like he was burnt. Now, John decides to get a little fresh with Sam. I mean, there's no real point to touching him, but clearly we're in need of a little bit of cash money, and pats around until he finds an errant note that falls out of his pocket. So with nothing more to do with Sam, as we can't help him any further, we get $20 off his corpse and can take the note to Armadillo. The letter found on Sam's body can be found in your kit, and it says, "My darling wife, not a day goes by when I don't think about you and our beautiful baby boy. It is now many weeks since we parted. Precisely how long, I don't know. Time, once so predictable and reliable, has slipped away from me. I know how callous my abrupt departure in the dead of night must have appeared, and for that I am truly sorry. But I hope you will find it in your heart one day to forgive me. For it was not a choice to leave, but rather an obligation. My grandfather came to this country with a dream that was passed down to me, that is in my blood, in my very soul. I always believed it was my duty to realize that dream, to complete a journey that started in Odessa by the Black Sea 3 generations ago, but I have lost sight of what it is, if I ever knew at all. I am headed west towards the ocean, but I'm not sure why anymore. Day after day, the sun beats down on me in this god-forsaken desert, relentless and mocking. Every step I take forward, I seem to get further away. I thought this was my destiny, and perhaps it is. Maybe we are condemned to walk in circles, chasing the skyline. Maybe it is all a lie. Oh, this is a terrible land of broken promises. I had everything and gave it up in pursuit of nothing. I fear I have made a terrible mistake, but there is no way back now. Forever yours, Sam. With this, the note becomes so much more clear that Sam was trying to live up to a family namesake, and also he's trying to find some distant dream that he believes he should possess instead of looking after his immediate family, which so many people do, especially in the West, hunting down, fame, treasure, ego, all of these ugly traits, that allure men, the weakest and best of us. And I think that that's something that they were trying to outline in this, was that the West did draw in the weaker of us and promise so many riches, but not so many came out on top. And funnily enough, completing this quest line gives you the treasure hunter outfit menu entry update, which means that it gives you a piece of the treasure hunter outfit, which Sam was, and unfortunately he perished in pursuit of his fabled treasure. With that, California is complete, and we're headed off to our next adventure. Where? But that is a story for another day. This is the story of Lights, Camera, Action, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption. On a rainy day in Armadillo, if you head to the local cinema, heading around to the back entrance, you'll see a man named McKenna lounging in a contemplative position on his bed. Approaching him, he'll say,
"Hello there. What brings a fine specimen like yourself to my humble establishment?"
Establishment? This place looks like a schoolhouse.
Such limited thinking. Have you not seen the future, my friend? We make dreams! Are you not a devotee of the cinematic arts?
Arts is what you call it?
Granted, I only have a poor imitation of the true Nickelodeon. But that is why I am to build my new film studio and make New Austin, with its cheap land and fine climate, the second center of the motion picture industry. Hell, a couple good years and I won't be here. I'll produce adventure stories, as well as melodramas for the ladies, and even some fantastical shorts for children young and old. Heard there's an old ranch ripe for exploitation just north of here. Apparently, the owner is a frequent lover and loser at the liar's dice tables over at Thieves' Landing. If you could do me the favor to wrest control from him, I'd reward you quite highly. A career in the arts awaits.
I'll see what I can do. Not much of a high-stakes gambler, and movies seem like drivel.
Drivel? No, sir. We speak to a man's soul. Listen, if you run into a chap named Spatchcock, tell him to get back to work.
Who?
Spatchcock. Trained as the finest gunslinger and hero in motion picture history. Then the fool began to believe it was for real. And now he's run off to become a gunslinger for real. Heard he's in Benedict Point. Fool will have himself killed if you don't help.
If I see him, I'll tell him.
A producer credit awaits, sir.
And with that, McKenna rests back on his bed to contemplate the future of his studio.
Go on, the future waits for no man.
And we begin our task, which is twofold. The first is to head over to Thieves' Landing to be introduced to Liar's Dice in the game, and obviously win a hand against Lyle Mooton, as we're going to purchase some land from him. But it seems that McKenna believes that this land is beautiful for filmmaking, for westerns maybe, but he wants to do a whole array of films. I'm not sure how much he's actually tried to experience the harsh West, but it has not been kind to us so far, and the citizens within have not either. But first we stop for a nice nun who's actually said that she wants to reward us.
Everyone in Las Hermanas has been talking about you. I have to find you. Please, accept this herbal collection from the sisters. It's not much, but we hope it gives you sustenance.
Thanks a lot.
So after taking the trinket happily from the nun, as we've gained some fame around the West, we head back to Thieves' Landing to win a game of Liar's Dice. Upon arriving in Thieves' Landing, we head to the local saloon after hitching our horse, but it appears that Lyle Mooton isn't actually at the table as promised. So we have to head out the back of the saloon, as it seems though that we need to reset his presence in the game, and sit down for a hand of Liar's Dice.
My kind of game.
Now, this is a mini game some people love. A lot of people don't like sitting through it. I have to find the passion for Liar's Dice at the time, so I'm not going to make you sit through. But it is actually an introductory version of the game, so it's pretty easy to beat him. You get $200, plus you can keep playing him. It's the only time in the game, I believe, that you can actually just keep wagering $200. So it's actually very lucrative if you can stand to sit through a lot of the Liar's Dice hands. And another thing to think about is obviously if he's by himself, it's much easier to win, as you only have to take his dice. So we beat Lyle Mooton at Liar's Dice, and we have the deed.
The honest man is handicapped at this table.
It's all in the eyes, friends.
Now we have to head over to Benedict Point to find Silas Spatchcock, the so-called actor turned gunslinger, as he believes his abilities are real, so he must be the real-life Clint Eastwood of his time. Heading to Benedict Point, we see a lone cowboy resting against a porch in a very exaggerated stance.
You called Spatchcock?
Well, who's asking?
Who do you think is asking?
Listen, partner, you stay cool, or I'll cool you down by putting a hole in you.
You been practicing that line all week, fool?
Don't make me come over there and teach you a lesson.
Man, I hope you shoot better than you act tough. That fool really will lose some money. Now get up and fight.
Now, you have to duel Silas Spatchcock. This is one of the duels where it actually zooms in because it wants you to shoot his right arm as he draws. Now, if you decide to take out, say, his kneecap, groin, heart, gun, and then head, He will be disarmed, however, you're going to fail the task as you have just dispatched Silas Spatchcock instead of just shooting his gun arm out. A second thing would be to duel Silas and allow him to win, but you are not only going to have to start again, it doesn't start at the beginning of the duel like a quest would. Unfortunately, you would have to then go back to Thieves Landing, and you don't have to play Liar's Dice again, but it does need to reset the quest, so... On the third attempt, we are going to just disarm Silas, as the mission demands.
I'm just an actor.
Go back to work then.
So we've successfully woke Silas out of his fantasy, and he'll begin to run on foot quite hastily to Armadillo. When I say run on foot to Armadillo, I mean you can follow him to Armadillo, and he keeps a pretty good pace. You can try and push him off the track, but he's just going to keep on bolting.
Easy.
So heading back to Mr. McKenna, at the Armadillo film studio, again, he's pensively looking out the window. Very theatrical, this quest.
Go, be on your way. Another adventure awaits you, I'm sure.
Good luck.
So with that, we get $22. The quest is complete. However, it says that we haven't actually completed the quest fully and that we will see Mr. McKenna at a later date. Fast forwarding through the quests, you need to progress the game till you're in West Elizabeth and head to the Pacific Union RR camp. There at the back of one of the tents is Mr. McKenna whittling a piece of wood.
Just a minor setback, I assure you.
Mr. McKenna, what are you doing here? Thought you were running a film company.
Oh, Marston, how the fates have spurned me. The muses cajole and lament my foolish nature. The hubris. The hubris!
It gets the best of us.
I've lost everything. Every last dime I invested in that studio is gone. The production was delayed by weather. That fool Spatchcock fell in love with the cameraman and ran off to Canada. Damn you, the gods of bad weather! And the hearts of vain men. Guess I'll have to go and make dreams elsewhere.
Good luck.
It'll take more than luck to stop me.
With that, we find the fate of McKenna's dreams have been hampered by bad weather, which ironically, a lot of this quest has been in the rain, almost fittingly so. McKenna also seems to have phenomenal leg strength, as he doesn't even require a stool to sit. I think he's suffering from a lot of stress. And so also we learned that Spatchcock, a man who has whimsically left the company before to become a real-life gunslinger until we put him in his place, has fallen in love with a cameraman, and absconded to Canada. So obviously he was very whimsical at the start. A bullet in his right arm didn't seem to slow him down, or maybe he just didn't feel so tough. But anyway, he's found love, and poor McKenna is left on his lonesome. Now, to end the quest, you actually do get some honor, and also you'll be brought one step closer to getting the US Army uniform, if that's something you're looking to do as a completionist, to get all the uniforms. But McKenna's dreams have been hampered. Now, this isn't the last time we see McKenna, as he'll reappear in The Undead Nightmare, but it seems as though fate has spurned him, and the gods have not been kind to him, and so I decided to shoot him, put him out of his misery in a very theatrical death, as something that I think if McKenna knew he was going to die, I think he would want to go out in the most theatrical way possible. So you can actually shoot him and lose some honor, but it doesn't really matter. He will reappear in Undead Nightmare. This is the story of the Funny Man, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption.
Government agents, stop bank heist! Get your paper!
Heading to Benedict Point, inside the train station, John will encounter a man sitting on the bench named Jimmy Saint.
My, take a look at you.
Will you take a look at you? You look like you've seen trouble, mister. Enough for 100 men.
Trouble has a way of finding me, mister.
Do I like the sound of that? Do I ever like the sound of that? Trouble with a capital T. That's just capital.
Whatever you say.
Cold, tough, but with a heart of gold. The cowboy sings his lonely song like a dog whose bone is made of wood.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. I was just writing my next piece. I've been sent out here to provide a little frontier joie de vivre for the ladies back east.
I don't understand a word you're saying, mister.
Yeah, my ma felt the same way. And now she wrote me out of her will, and there's no hope for any of us. Jimmy Saint, sir, at your disposal. But please don't dispose of me just yet.
What are you doing out here, Jimmy?
Capturing the spirit of the West for a monthly back east. You know, I'm sending them my oh-so-witty and oh-so-pertinent missives and gaining myself a little prize in the bargain. So it's action I'm after, and action I'm gonna find, too. Wild men, cheap women, guns, that sort of thing.
Well, you have fun.
Fun? I'm gonna have the time of my life, sport. I tell you, mister, the time of my little old life.
Now, before we do head out of Benedict Point, I think it's prudent that I pay off my bounties. Assaulting a law officer, I definitely remember doing that in the previous episode, which was Flowers for a Lady, but the animal slaughter, I don't so much. Heading out of Benedict Point and to the west, in your travels, you'll come across a stranded man hiding behind crates at Gaptooth Breach.
Them bastards in Gaptooth Breach got my friend, Floyd. Please, mister, you gotta help him. I'm in a bad way. I gotta get to a doctor. We was in the rail house when they jumped us. Maybe he's still around there.
Getting up to the train house and rescuing Floyd after taking care of the bad guys.
You there, friend! Come get me out of this mess. I'll make it worth your while. I'm truly indebted to you, partner, but don't you worry, because I'm got a way to repay that debt. Sons of bitches are hiding treasure in those caves. My friend and I was about to swipe it when they got me. Don't know where he got to. Anyways, if you get us to the mouth of the cave, I can show you where it is on your map.
Floyd promises you some treasure if you aid him in dispatching some of the bad guys and heading into the mine.
Good work, partner. All right, so here's where the treasure's at. You get me there and you get your share. You have my word.
So heading further into the mine, it becomes apparent that there is actually a stranger side quest, Funny Man, that can be activated. So first we'll just grab the treasure quickly from the chest, which garners us a nice $136 bounty. Take out some stragglers in the main room. Behind one of the crates is the Funny Man himself, and you have to untie him as it looks like he has already been apprehended by the miners.
Jimmy, I didn't know you were a miner.
I'm not, sport. This is the first time that I've ever been underground. But I like getting a preview of being buried. It should be fun, but not funny, what?
Your eastern wit is wasted on my dumb western brain, sport.
Oh, don't worry, you're not missing much. I'm beginning to think that this article will be better written on a tropical island in the arms of a beautiful maiden.
Interesting idea. Now, can we get out of here?
Yes, please.
Like a fish out of water, Funny Man bolts out of the mine. It's usually smart to clear it out first before you try and let him wander off, as he can be killed. Supposedly there is actually this truant rattlesnake that sometimes spawns and kills him, but he's got out clean, as you can see here. And we've completed Gaptooth Breach. So, as Jimmy hobbles off into the distance, we continue on our journey. However, if you head to Pike's Basin, you'll see that the Funny Man icon appears again. It quickly becomes apparent that Funny Man is placed in these hideouts so that you experience them and don't miss them in the game, which is a clever way. Just like Flowers for a Lady, where we collected flowers, in this quest we are now going to Pike's Basin and Gaptooth Breach and the main hideouts and helping Jimmy out of a pickle.
Thanks, sport. You are a true American hero.
Right. What are you doing down here?
Well, I just thought I'd see a little bit of the local color, you know? But these gentlemen have seen to it that I've enjoyed the true hospitality of the frontier. Hey, Cigar?
Let's get out of here.
Right.
Though with Pike's Basin, you don't actually have to complete it. You can actually head in from the type of the basin on the McFarlane's ranch side and free him without actually contending with all of the bandits. We are left to continue on our journeys. However, you don't have to wait any time, but you can see on the map that Tesoro Azul, Funny Man, is once again in one of the gang hideouts. So heading to Tuberosa and just to the east, we'll go to Tesoro Azul, where we're beckoned for help by the local militia. And he says,
Can I join in?
Gracias, amigo. The pendejos killed 2 of my men and captured another. We must save him.
So helping the judicial kill some of the guards, we clear out the town, though this is completely optional. It's just more fun side content where you will be rewarded for, but also reuses some of the landmark areas in the game and repurposes them. You do this a lot in multiplayer as well. It seems as Red Dead Redemption really just tries to squeeze as much content out of these main locations as possible because the land is so sparse. So contending with the gang, we can see down at the end of the town is the gang leader. Now, as I was helping the judicial out, I realized that his shadow, that he's probably holding a hostage as they do. So instead of trying to get him from the front, I utilized the window and some Deadeye. And that is how you clear out a gang hideout. With Tesoro Azul complete, we are free to find Jimmy in the town. So we got some loot.
Can I borrow this, friend?
And head back to the church and up the ladder and hear Jimmy squealing. Before I help old boy out, I might just check out what's in that chest.
Get these ropes off me!
In multiplayer, it is the Glock or the automatic pistol, which is why you'd come to this place over and over again. And we free Jimmy once more.
Damn sport. You really are someone to be riding the river with.
I think you done outstayed your welcome down these parts, old Jimmy. I'd get out while the going's good.
Oh, you're right about that. There is something about nearly dying several times that hasn't given the old muse the kick up the backside that I was expecting. I can't write a joke for a pile of fresh turd. No more of this cowboy business for old Jimmy. I think I might take up music. Or war reporting.
Smart Jimmy decides that maybe the West isn't his cup of tea. You know, he wants to become either a musician, which takes a lot of skill, I don't know if he can play, or a war correspondent. Both things seem to be a little bit a better fit than jokes because Jimmy hasn't said one funny thing yet. Now, as Jimmy tries to head off, he does get caught behind these crates a fair bit, and it's shown on the wiki that if you follow Jimmy as he goes on foot, because he really heads for a long time, he will usually be attacked and killed by wolves, ending Jimmy's adventure prematurely. Now, I assume it's at night that this will actually amplify how many wolves there are, as it is stated that sometimes they will spawn like 30 to 60 and they will rip him apart, so it seems to be a part of his story. Funnily enough, you can find Jimmy Saint's gravestone in Tumbleweed before you start the mission, and it states that he died in 1911 by gunshot. Now, whether this is not meant to match up with the wolves, or maybe it's a happy coincidence, there's 2 Jimmy Saints, it's remained to be seen, but it seems like he was so far out of his element, it was only a matter of time that Jimmy Saint could keep up. This is the story of Let No Man Put Asunder, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption.
Easy.
On your way to Coos Chapel, John encounters a woman named Alma Horlick sitting on the ruins of a house.
Where can he be?
Upon seeing John, she beckons out to you and says,
Always late, that man.
Everything all right, madam?
It's Miss. Oh, let me look at you. My gentleman caller. You remind me of my Peter. Have you seen him?
I don't think so.
Where is that man?
will be late for the ceremony. He must still be at the saloon in Armadillo, talking to the musicians. He's such a fine man. Must be making things right for me, as usual.
Well, I gotta get going, ma'am. I'm sure your Peter will be just fine.
Wait, I beg you. Would you possibly go fetch him for me? This was meant to be my perfect day. Please, sir. Something must have happened. I can't bear it.
So you want me to go find your Peter so you can have a perfect day?
Yes, please, sir.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh.
Almoholic has tasked us with finding the musician in the Armadillo Saloon about Peter's whereabouts on her perfect day. Alma herself is a bit of a mess. I mean, I know a wedding is a woman's perfect day, but she's a little bit of a desperate bridezilla. Sure, on one hand, I feel bad for her. Hopefully, her groom-to-be is safe and sound. On the other hand, we've got things to do. We've got our own family to save. Why can't she just go to the Armadillo Saloon? I guess it is quite a trek in your wedding dress. So we acquiesce and head to the Armadillo Saloon. Heading inside, we find a man named Nathan Harling looking incredibly comfortable.
Just so you know, I don't take requests, mister.
I'm looking for a man. Name's Peter. Fella's meant to get married today. Seen him around?
Who?
Peter, is what she said.
You ain't after no Pete Turner, are you?
For all I know. Where can I find him?
Well, my memory escapes me when not properly stimulated.
Then let's see if we can refresh it.
$5 will do. Or you could run a little errand for me.
What do you need done?
It's my wife. She packed her things this morning and left me. The dumb wench is still at the freight station waiting for the stagecoach. If you could convince her to take me back. Her name's Rose.
I guess I'll go have a talk with her.
Now, you'll need more than talk with that bitch.
So, the first thing you can do is just pay Nathan, not get in his affairs, and give him $5 and he will divulge the information on Peter's whereabouts.
A man like you needs a woman like me.
Another option is to approach Rose and find out why she has left Nathan and persuade her to come back to him. Speaking to Rose, she says,
"Excuse me, miss? Rose?
If that useless, whoremongering bastard sent you, get lost!
Miss, please. If only..."
You know what? Tell that bastard I ain't going back. Not this time. Not even at gunpoint.
Sign an oath, miss. For better or worse. Way I see it, you should give him one last chance.
Stop bothering me, you dumb cowpoke, or I'll call the marshal.
Now, you can't really blame Rose for leaving her husband due to the fact that he's been sleeping with other women, whores, if you will. You give her bonus points for having the dignity to up and leave him. It's very hard in the West for somebody to become divorced in that day and age. However, in the game, unless you're willing to fork the money out, the only options are hog-tying her, which, again, is going to give you a bad reputation, or by taking her by force. So the first option is hog-tying her and dumping her unceremoniously. You'll lose 100 honor, but you will progress the mission. The other way is to actually take Rose back by gunpoint, and she'll divulge a little more information on her relationship with her husband when you take her back.
Well, you sure ain't no gentleman, are you? Sure, I'll go back to him, but trust me, same as God, I'll kill him when he's asleep.
That's your business, madam, and I wish you luck with it.
Too yellow to come and get me himself, is he? I'll poison that little maggot.
What did he do?
I ever meet John Marston?
If I even see you look at a whore again.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Well, you sure know how to talk to women.
You better do some talking now.
Truth is, Pete Turner ain't been in Armadillo for near on 20 years now. Kind of a queer fella and all. Wasn't here every night. Sure as the moon in the sky.
What happened to him?
Well, what happens to all of us? I reckon you'll find him at Odd Fellow's Rest. Yeah, that's where he'd be, I'd guess.
So we head towards Oddfellow Rest, which is west of Armadillo, which seems to be a fitting place. Peter Turner was described by Nathan as a weird guy. Kind of odd. So it's funny that Oddfellow Rest would be the place where we will find him. Maybe resting? Who knows? So Oddfellow Rest turns out to be a cemetery, and we start to inspect the graves to find the whereabouts of Peter. Maybe this will lead to his whereabouts. Reading the graves will at least give us a clue. Some of these graves have brilliantly written quotes on the tombstones. My favourites being Lambert Henning. He stepped onto the track to see if the train was coming. It was. Theo Regis, aged 26 years. He always picked the wrong fight. Hart Cummings. I guess it was more than a bad cough. Wow, that tuberculosis joke was just vicious. Here lies buried Dorothy Hewitt. If you are reading this, I must be dead. So they clearly had a good time. Hoover Cowan. Here lies my third husband. Fourth time lucky. Here lies, I think it says Brian Valkyris. Second fastest drawer in the West. They definitely got some zingers on these tombstones. Here lies Charlotte Eves. She lived each day as if it were her last. Especially this one. So finally, looking through the tombstones, we do see Peter Turner, betrothed to Miss Alma Horlick, killed by a blow to the head on the 15th of January 1894. He will never dance with another. Well, that's true. Poor Alma Horlick never got to be the bride that she wished to be. She's lived on for 17 odd years waiting for her husband, totally cracked. This seems to be an ongoing tragedy for people out in the West, and I assume that it must mirror real life. This is the story of Poppycock, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption. Heading to the town of Chuparosa, inside the mayor's office, you will find a man beckoning to you called Uriah Tollitz.
Can I trouble you for a minute? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You are an American, are you not?
Last time I checked.
Oh, thank God, sir. Thank God. I have had it up to here with Dagos, up to here. Savages. Well, I do what I can to help. But this land was imagined by an angry god for an angry people.
Well, America ain't exactly a peaceful paradise, mister.
Well, I tried, but at least you lot try to speak bloody English. This bloody lot. My God, if I'd wanted to speak Spanish, I'd have gone to Spain.
Why didn't you?
Good question. Well, you know, business, I suppose. Devil making work for idle hands, what? Now listen, friend. If you were to go west to Nosalida, I'd give you a reward for picking up a package of mine from the docks. There's some fighting broken out there. It seems like it's more your kind of thing.
Why would I want to do something like that?
Oh, you Americans are all the same, obsessed with bloody money. Well, I will pay you, sir. I will give you $1. Name's Tollitz, sir. Uriah Tollitz. They'll know of me in Nosalida.
How much?
Plenty, sir, plenty. Now, you will take it and give it to the foreman of the estate at El Matadoro. He'll be expecting it. Try to give those Dagos hell, what? That's a fine fellow.
I'd say, agreeing to Uriah Tollitz's request after sitting through his elongated racist diatribe, we are tasked with heading to Nosalida to retrieve his package. As we head to Nosalida, it becomes apparent that there is a firefight between the army and the rebels, and we're told to approach the general to offer our assistance.
Gringo, we need your help. Take these 2 men and destroy that rebel.
Now, the general has asked us to basically burn down the rebels' houses and help them take the town. As I've already gone through the main quest, I'm not too fond of the rebels or the military either. Both of them, other than Louisa Fortuna, and she was naive in her own way. This is a war that is fought by greed on both sides, as most wars are. So I decided to make things a little more fun. I was going to try and go for a no-kill run. Also, more importantly, the package which Tollitz has tasked me in getting is in the town somewhere. So, to get the reward, I acquiesced and started burning down buildings, but I'm trying to dodge actually killing any rebels or military, which you can do both of, to varying levels of success. It's only after a while that I realized no matter how many shots they take, the NPCs are programmed to not actually kill each other, so that you can't just stand back and let the town be taken. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna have to switch tactics. Burn the boats, but to not die, I've got to take out some rebels, unfortunately. And though I attempted to disarm them, one had to go into the drink. So with that, we burn the remaining boats and
try this on for size.
Open the container where Tollitz's package, looks like it came from the sea, is just sitting out in the open in a chest in the middle of a war zone. Great. After which we head to El Matadero. We find the foreman at a camp behind a building. Approaching him, he says,
"Are you the foreman, mister? I got a package for you from a Mr. Tollitz."
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. What was the delay?
Trouble over in Nasalita.
Army or rebels? Politics, my friend, is for fools. Which is why we see so much of it down here. Land of morons. Gets in the way of real work.
If you say so.
Here's the money from Mr. Tollitz. I'll get this to the workers right away.
That's quite a sum. Must be valuable stuff.
You have no idea, gringo. No idea. If you would have known, you would have kept it all yourself.
The foreman has informed us that whatever was in that package was very valuable.
I wouldn't waste any time getting that money to Mr. Tollitz.
And probably illicit in nature. So with that, we have gained $1,000 and have to head back to Chuparosa for the insufferable Mr. Tollitz to collect our reward.
Easy.
Heading back to Chuparosa, we can find Mr. Tollitz. He seems eager to greet us.
Oh, it is.
Mr. Tollitz, I've got your money.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I damn well knew you were the kind of chap to be trusted. A fine fellow, sir. Fine fellow indeed. Unlikely to run off and report me to the authorities, what?
Report what, Tollitz?
Well, the Dagos here don't appreciate the terrible needs we answer. Building a country's hard, sir. It's hard. Our opium's nasty business, but it's necessary. Necessary.
Opium?
What do you mean you didn't even sneak a taste of that package? Are you mad, sir? That's fine stuff. Straight from Ongo Bongo land somewhere.
You use me.
Are you a moralist or just a fool?
Both, I guess.
We provide a much-needed service for the railroad workers. Help ease the pain and loneliness, them being so far away from home and all that. But there's nothing wrong with the stuff. Smoked it myself for years.
Now we know why Tollitz is a bit of a prick, because he's been smoking opium, and we just made ourselves a drug mule. Now you can give him $1,000 and end the quest.
Here, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Well, thank you. Here's hoping we can do business again in the future. Beats dealing with the bloody savages. Is there something else I can do for you? Well, be off then. You're making the place look untidy.
By giving him $1,000 outfit. So the quest does help you get the Reyes Rebels outfit piece and 115 honor and 50 fame, which is strange because you just helped a drug dealer. Why would you get honor?
All right, let's see.
But if you're wearing the bandana or sufficiently stealthy, you can kill Tollitz, retrieve your throwing knife from his corpse, and $1,000. Plus, also the satisfaction of putting a knife in his back. Look, and an apple for my horse. The other way to do things is to not accept the quote-unquote more dishonorable way of ending the quest, would be to just straight kill Mr. Tullets and keep the cash, but let him know that he is going to die. So after giving him a bit of the rough and tumble, touching him up in front of the whole town, just starting my own personal war on drugs.
Who do you think you are?
And it's probably easier to get on my horse and drag him out of town for his premature expiration. Unfortunately, dragging him out of the town and trying to whip him off the side of the mountain wasn't as easy as I had anticipated. I lost my horse, which was a real tragedy. So I thought, he decided to stick around instead of run, so I thought I'll give him a stick of dynamite. We blow up Mr. Tully. Satisfyingly, he slides down the hill and lets out a girlish shriek. We still get our Reyes Rebels outfit, plus another $205. Though we do get 50 fame, bizarrely, you lose 100 honor for killing a drug dealer. I guess it's the killing part, but that still seems bizarre to me. Instead of letting him live, his life is so cheap in the West, and obviously the opiate is just a really dirty, insidious drug. With that, we've taken care of Poppycock and head on our way, though I hear in El Matadero, foreman we've just visited, has a worker who is having trouble with his indentured service. But that is a story for another day. This is the story of Love is the Opiate, a stranger's side quest in Red Dead Redemption. Heading to El Matadero, you'll find a Chinese immigrant named Zhao. Approaching him, he says,
I miss her so much.
You alright, friend?
I guess. I'm still alive.
Cheery kind of fella, ain't you?
Haven't got much to be cheerful about.
Don't guess I do neither.
I came here to make my fortune. I got a job so I could marry my beloved. She says she is still waiting for me, but I will never get out from here. I will never see Shanghai again. I'll live and die in the dust.
Why not?
I'm indentured. We all are. We're little more than slaves.
Slaves?
They ain't slaves, gringo. Not slaves at all. They just have to do a month's work to get a month's pay. Don't you, Zhao?
Yes, sir.
Then let this man go free.
This man signed a contract. If the law don't respect contracts, the law don't respect nothing. Ain't that right, Zhao?
Come on. Give this man his freedom.
This man owes me $10,000 if he breaks his contract. It's written down clear as day.
Let him go.
I'll tell you what, gringo, cowboy. Get me, I don't know. Get me a white stallion like a real cowboy rides. And this dog is yours to keep.
And with that, Juan has tasked us with finding a white stallion to earn Zhao's freedom. Now, the white stallion that we're looking for is in fact a Hungarian half-breed, which can be found in the Diaz Coronas region in Mexico, which is handily marked by the horses on the map. Clearly, servitude is something that happened in the Old West. To build a lot of the railways, they did have Chinese workers, and they were worked nearly to death. Though Juan has strangely tasked us with finding him a horse for $10,000, which is probably not going to take us more than half a day, in one of the more repetitive minigames in Red Dead Redemption. So unfortunately, it's been a minute since I've caught a Hungarian half-breed, and I landed flat on my face, but upon second attempt and a little bit of red-eye aiding me, I think we can get it closer.
Come on!
Now, as this is a repetitive minigame, I thought I'd liven it up with some Australian commentary. So we're trying to center ourselves as the stallion is bucking us. There's no way we're gonna let go of that mane as it thrusts and kicks. We do everything we can with the left thumbstick to balance ourselves and stay in the middle, which is imperative. Otherwise, you're gonna be going through another 45 seconds of bullshit again and again, and this is really some horse shit in Red Dead Redemption, and I hope that they fucking threw it out the window for Red Dead 2. And with that, the bucking ceases, and we find ourselves in possession of a beautiful Hungarian half-breed. Now, once we do obtain the horse, we head back to El Matadero to let the foreman know of the great news that he doesn't have to keep poor Zao as a slave anymore, and he can be like the gringo cowboy.
Well, Zao, looks like you are a free man.
I cannot thank you enough, sir. I am going home to my beloved.
And with that, we've completed the first part of our task, but the storyline as a whole is not complete, and we will encounter Zao again in our journeys. So we leave Juan to have some alone time with his new Hungarian half-breed, as he's now the real cowboy of the West and can live out his fantasies, and Zao can meet his beloved. After doing so, you can camp and wait for a few days before heading to Chuparosa. There you can find the side quest has opened up again and you can continue to the next part. Now as you head into Chuparosa, you want to go to the train station and look around as Zao seems to be located there. Now Zao isn't in the train station but instead sitting waiting for his train, though it's been a long time and he's been free for a minute.
Zao, what are you doing here?
Hello, Marston.
What are you doing here? You left El Matadero weeks ago.
Well, I missed the train.
What are you talking about?
I'm leaving tomorrow, honestly.
What about your beloved?
She said she would wait. Honestly, I'm quitting tomorrow. And leaving.
Quitting?
I didn't say that. Why? I'm fine. I'm fine. She's my beloved. I love it.
And with that, we have completed Love is the Opiate. Gained 100 honor, 50 fame, and went through a lot of bullshit for a man who is in the grips of an opiate addiction. We also do get another piece to the Reyes Rebels outfit, which is really cool, but a sad overall story that is linked to Poppycock. We have the pusher Juan in El Matadero who keeps his Chinese workers addicted to opiates, which was something that was so prevalent, especially in the Asian community, to keep them as a compliant workforce. And it's tragic what drugs will do to people. As he said, he was going to find his beloved, but it seems that Zhao's beloved is, unfortunately, opiates, and that he's probably may never break free of the addiction. There's been word of a prohibitionist in Blackwater who's trying to stop the sale of alcohol, but that is a story for another day. This is the story of Aztec Gold, a stranger side mission in Red Dead Redemption. In the Sidewinder Gulch, west of Tesoro El Sur, John Marston meets a man named Basilio Aguirre Olmos de la Vargas. Approaching him, he says,
Hola, señor.
Hola.
Hola, señor. Avise una piedra que parece así. Vaya, que es muy importante.
No, comprende.
Oh, we can use English if you prefer. Or Dutch, maybe. German, Italian, yes, no?
English is fine.
Bueno. As I was saying, have you seen a rock that looks like this? I'm trying to track down a family heirloom. Left here by my tatarabuelo.
Not sure I get your meaning.
My great-grandfather? No. Great-great-grandfather. Yes. Anyway, a great man. So, he was given a map to a treasure hidden in the hills of Nuevo Paraíso by the Aztecs shortly before he burned a lot of them for heresy. Like I said, a great man. And the first key is finding this rock right here. Unfortunately, I am not the great adventurer my abuelo was. I'm having no luck whatsoever. And my wife and children, stuck in the capital, continue sending me wires asking, when am I going to see my papi again? And I tell them, it is Aztec gold, you ungrateful wretches! Aztec gold!
And if that ain't teaching the young right from wrong, nothing will.
Well, exactly. You certainly look like the type who can get things done. I would, of course, offer a reward if you would aid me. Actually, we were not properly introduced. Basilio Aguirre Olmos de la Vargas.
John Marston. Let me see that map.
Once you find the missing pieces to the map, meet me back at El Matadero.
Sure.
Farewell, Marston. To fame and fortune.
With that, Basilio has left us with a piece of his treasure map and tasked us with finding the different various pieces. Now, as you can see looking at the map, there is actually a piece located very close to us. Why Basilio has left his family for over 10 years searching for Aztec gold instead of putting his more immediate abilities to good work or use, say his ability to speak several languages, but instead he's left his family. He's definitely convinced this gold is real and will change his life. And with that, we find the first piece of gold under a pile of rocks, much like the treasure map rocks that you find throughout the game of Red Dead Redemption. Unearthing the first chest, we do get 21 gold and another entry into the Aztec gold questline, which sends us to Primero Quebrada, which is just south of Las Hermanas. So as we approach the house that is detailed on the map, it's very easy to see that there used to be almost a village here that has somehow been burned down. You're not exactly sure what has happened, but John does make comments about how spooky it is, and the region seems to be abandoned. There's also on the side of the wall the words, "I don't understand infinity," which is actually an applicable code in Red Dead Redemption, which will allow you to fill up your red eye meter infinitely. With that, we unearth the second chest, which will give us our third piece of the map and a journal entry. And now our third piece of the map takes us very close to El Matadero. Just outside the city limits, we see out in the open, surprisingly, that another chest is hiding in plain sight under these loose rocks. We unearth it, and it leads us actually to the town of Matadero just over yonder, where Basilio is waiting for us. Approaching us, he says,
"Let me see it. I've been waiting here, wringing my hands with expectation."
Sounds unpleasant.
This is it. Yes. We're in luck. Do you know where this might be?
Must be right around here someplace.
Is it really? Yes. It looks like it's in those caves over there.
Basilio, wait!
Now Basilio, beside himself with greed and, a decade spent trying to find the map, is headed to the caves. He believes that the map is inside it. As we delve deeper into the caves, we do happen upon Basilio and his hands and knees just clawing feverishly, looking for some of that treasure.
Here? No. It has to be here.
Basilio, hold on. Have you ever been down here before?
A mere technicality, I assure you. Now, if I could just find this damn gold.
I think it might be right here.
Really? Here. Let's hurry. Finally! So long! Goodbye, poverty, goodbye, defeat! Hello, faith! Come to me! What?
This can't be. No! After 10 years of my life, nothing. No!
That about sums up my luck recently.
With that, Basilio is left empty-handed, and Aztec gold is complete. A decade of his life he spent and had nothing to show for it. Though we do find out a couple of key things. First is, in the trivia section of the wiki, it's referenced that Aguirre, Basilio's last name, may be a reference to the 1972 film Wrath of God by Werner Herzog. In the film, a character named Aguirre is driven insane in search of El Dorado, the mythical city of gold, much like Basilio. But also, Basilio was right in that he did have a complete map to Aztec gold. We do find out later that the treasure does actually exist, and it is the mask that belongs to the goddess, because the tunnel under Escalara, which is shown first in the Undead Nightmare expansion leading to the mask, actually matches the map. So Basilio himself had misread the map. The treasure was real, however stealing the mask is what led to the events of Undead Nightmare, and it's probably something you don't wish upon yourself, being the fact that what happened to Reyes and all of the events in the DLC. And becoming undead and pissing off a goddess. So he probably lost 10 years of his life, but dodged a bigger bullet. So it's all about perspective. This is the story of Dedalus and Son, a stranger side mission in Red Dead Redemption. Nestled atop a cliff, east of Agave Viejo,
Beautiful up here,
is a man named Charles Kinnear with his flying contraption.
Makes you feel like you're on top of the world, don't you think? Hello there, friend. Have you come to enjoy the scenery?
I guess I have. What are you doing out here?
You know, I'm trying to capitalize on the stiff upward breezes in this region to launch my first ever flight.
You're gonna try to use that crazy thing to fly?
I'll be soaring like an eagle, or my name's not Charles Kinnear. I should be the first man swooping through this valley. Yes, I shall. I'd leap off now, only it seems like I need more adhesive to keep the wings together. I've concocted my own special formula, since that store-bought stuff isn't strong enough. However, I can't abandon my machine to gather more materials.
What kind of materials are you talking about, Charles Kinnear?
I need a bunch of bird feathers, doesn't matter what kind, along with a parcel of beaver hides to boil down, along with some red sage to make it all pliable.
Okay. I think I can find all that stuff. I'll be back, Charles, because you leaping off that cliff is something I have to watch.
Oh, they doubted dear Icarus, sir. Yes, they did!
And with that, Kinnear has tasked us with finding some ingredients for his adhesive, which will help his flying machine be on its way. Even though he states it's a chance to make history, in the trivia section on the wiki it stated Kinnear's ambitions are a little anachronistic. The Wright brothers had achieved powered flight in 1903, some 8 years back, and reports of early gliders stretch back to the 9th century, with well-documented successful examples as early as 1849. But it is possible that, like the preacher on the train that didn't believe that that was possible, Kinnear was probably well unaware of these accomplishments. Heading to West Elizabeth first, we hunt down the 5 beaver pelt for Kinnear. Though I quickly learned that beavers do explode upon impact with high caliber weapons. So unfortunately, I've shot a good 4 beavers here and only 1 remained intact as the others had exploded. So that's a lesson learned, a hard lesson.
Come on, easy up now.
The other thing to do is to have bait. If you have bait, you can attract more of these beavers as they're hard to spot around Red Dead Redemption. Unfortunately, I also came upon something, and that is I stumbled upon the fact that bears travel from the north happily to go get some bait, which I didn't think was possible. Now, Nastus had said to me that bears were mostly docile unless they were attacked, so I tried to leave this one alone to just get the beaver pelts. Unfortunately, this is a quite hostile bear, hence why I'm going to try and respect nature by shooting it in its right eyeball, so it's just a one-shot kill. Very clean, painless, wouldn't even know the bullet's inside his brain. It's going to just slide into a nice warm dream. So with our beaver pelts and beaver meat, we are now tasked with finding some flowers. Heading to Rio Bravo, it is there that we have to find 5 red sage, and it's imperative that you want to use the survivalist map, otherwise it is going to take you a good half an hour of wandering around versus 5 minutes. So we get enough red sage, and we also need 20 bird feathers. Some of the birds naturally yield higher amount of feathers, so we're going to go for some of the hawks and crows and collect 20 feathers. So we have the beaver fur required, all of the red sage, and all of the feathers for the adhesive, and approach Charles once more.
The sooner you can witness the miracle of human flight.
Hey, Kinnear.
Oh, hello again, sir. Oh, you are kind. Thank you for bringing me these materials. I'll be cooking up a batch of adhesive in no time.
Glad to be of service. You let me know when your machine's ready for your maiden voyage.
Oh, I will indeed, sir. I'd like witnesses to the glory of man soaring through the air like an eagle. An eagle, sir! Oh, my name's not Charles Kinnear.
Charles has asked us to come back in a couple of days to witness the miracle of flight, so I set up camp near him. There's forever wolves around these parts, which is unfortunate. You actually can have him killed by the wolves, so you have to protect him or watch out for that.
The person who merely watches the flight of a bird gathers the impression that the bird has nothing more to think of than the flapping of its wings. As a matter of fact, this is only a very small part of its mental labor. To even mention all the things a bird must constantly keep in mind in order to fly securely through the air would take the better part of a day. The bird has learned this art of equilibrium, and learned it so thoroughly that its skill is not apparent to our sight. We only learn to appreciate it when we try to imitate it. And I, Charles Kinnear, will now demonstrate here the miracle of flight. Into the wild blue yonder, Marston. Oh dear.
A part of me always hopes that Charles will one day keep soaring like an eagle, as if the game will be programmed to allow him to survive just one time. Now, obviously, Charles did not survive, and he hadn't mastered aerodynamics as his body lays on the ground crumpled. Interestingly, there is a little spot on the map that looks like his flying machine that it always appears there, almost in a foreboding fashion. Whether the developers were just lazy and thought, we'll put it in there, whether it's a tongue-in-cheek gag, doesn't really matter. Charles never flew, and he quoted Icarus, people clucking their tongue at Icarus, but as you know, Icarus' wings burned up as he flew too close to the sun. So poor Charles has met the same fate as his hero. This is the story of The Wronged Woman, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption. Heading inside the church just west of Blackwater, John will encounter a woman named Clara Laguerta praying near the altar of the church. Approaching her, she says,
"And I pray, and for what? What did I do to deserve this?"
Excuse me, miss. Something wrong?
Does it look like something's wrong?
Well, you look kind of upset about something.
Perhaps you don't understand what it's like to be disgraced as a woman. To have people gossip about you and turn from you in disgust day after day.
People can be real unkind, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm Clara. I used to be a nanny for a family here in Blackwater. The father, he was always so charming. And I, fool that I was, fell for him. Mrs. Thornton, his wife, kicked me out on the street as soon as I started showing. Mr. Thornton turned to drink. Not even a farewell. For $1. I have nothing. They will surely take my baby from me. Perhaps you could find the dissolute bastard. Get even a few dollars for me and my baby to find a home. I would be so grateful, sir.
I'll see what I can do.
So we've been tasked by Clara to find Harold in Blackwater and get some money for her and her unborn child, as she's been discarded so callously by the family, which tragically is something that no doubt happened all the time in the Old West and even to this day. So heading towards the local hotel, we approach Harold Thornton, who can be found at the bar.
Excuse me. You know a girl named Clara?
What's that? Is she one of the waitresses around here?
No, she was a servant at your house.
The only servant we had was that wee darky girl, Sarah, and she left to join our people up north.
No, she helped raise your children. You and her had a intimacy of sorts.
Now look here, laddie. I'm not sure what you're accusing me of. I'm just here to enjoy the tables, not to hear aspersions against my character.
I understand you want to keep this quiet. Just give me a few dollars so she can set up a modest household for her and the child.
You out of your mind, laddie, or are you just a common criminal? The nerve of you! You think you can blackmail me or insult me over this piffle? You, outside, no!
Now, Harold Thornton has challenged you for a duel for, in his words, the aspersions against his character. He feels his name has been slandered and is called as a thief. How dare we bring this up? In fact, he acts as if he knows nothing about Clara and his own indiscretion, which she describes. So, we have been called to a duel and we will accept. But first, I think it's only right that I have a little bit of Dutch courage from the bar.
I heard Miss Crabapple fornicates with Chinamen.
Now, if you enjoy a couple of beverages at the bar, you do get to be privy to some of the NPCs discussing some local events, as well as the bartender as well.
Drink this, then get yourself back to confession.
So we knock back a hefty 5 shots before we head out for a duel with Harold. Now it's at that moment I've realized I made a bit of a mistake. In Red Dead Redemption, if you drink enough, you can become quite intoxicated and impaired, unable to walk, and Harold doesn't seem too impressed with our state. But nonetheless, we have a duel. After some time and
Where are your manners?
many falls at Harold's feet,
Howdy, Marston.
we start to sober up. And only then, after sleeping it off on the ground, do we approach Harold and accept the duel. Our one goal is to kill Harold, reclaim the money and honor of Clara, and hopefully help her and her infant on their way. With that, I draw on Harold much quicker than he can. Feeling very strongly about the injustice, I give him a couple of key shots to the groin, one to the heart, and put him down. Now we've dueled Harold in one, and are going to check his body for the money to give to Clara. Some bystanders curiously see what's going on.
Look, guy. Hello. Hello there.
Between 6 p.m. and 7 a.m. you can head back to Blackwater Church, where you'll find, once again, Clara, in the graces of God, waiting for your return.
Hey, Clara.
Hello, mister.
Got you some money.
Oh, you are very kind. Very kind. And how's Harold? How's my Harold?
Didn't go so well. I'm afraid he's dead.
Dead?
Unfortunately so.
I must go to his grave.
Afraid I don't know where that is.
Oh, he'll be buried in the cemetery in the family plot. Now hurry, I can make it to his funeral.
Clara's honor has now been redeemed. She has money, and she's also said she wants to run and go to see the funeral, though she seems to be beside herself. At least she'll have some money for her unborn child. So you have to wait a couple of days in-game before you can check on her again to complete the quest in the cemetery. Heading back to the cemetery.
Always love you.
Just by the gravestones, you can see his family plot. A woman is standing over his grave and grieving.
I miss you.
Hello, ma'am.
Oh.
My condolences.
Oh, my dear Harold, I can't believe he's gone. I knew his frequenting that gambling boat would be the death of him. The death of him. Oh, Harold Thornton, I miss you.
I see.
I heard that Doc Trollop Clara laughing at the funeral. I can't understand how strangers can be so cruel. The world is a sad and terrible place. God preserve his soul.
I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am. Take care.
Could I have a little privacy?
John, sorry for the loss of Elizabeth Thornton's husband, which unfortunately we just killed. She believes that he died because of his gambling habits. He was a wronged man and she is a wronged woman. He lost his life due to a deception. Now, Clara is not doing much for the Believe Women cause in 1911, as she is played as for a fool. And this is something that is tragic. Whether she's pregnant, who knows? How she has identified this couple and maliciously targeted not only Harold, but also waited deceptively in a church, prayed out loud so somebody would be a passerby and be caught in her vile web. But also, this is one of the harder quests, as usually you help a stranger or you don't, but never have you been deceived at this level, thinking that you've done something right. If you decide to go down the most vile and dishonorable route, you can shoot Mrs. Thornton as well, which will give you minus 50 honor. Of course, if you're gonna go that low, you're probably gonna want to kill the bystander too. Maybe get the $7 off a corpse. At this point, kicking a dog doesn't even matter. You know, out of all the things that I've done in video games, hurting animals really upsets me. Like kicking that dog. I just killed a family, kicked a dog, murdered an innocent bystander, and started the quest out in a church thinking that I was helping somebody's life for the better. This is the brilliance of the story of Red Dead Redemption. And I have heard there's a man around town who is trying to prohibit the selling of alcohol, and I might just go give him a visit in Blackwater. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. This is the story of the Prohibitionist, a stranger side mission in Red Dead Redemption.
From the devil's cup, for his claws are deep. You! Yes, you! You need to hear this.
Heading to the local saloon in Blackwater, a man can be seen in front of the establishment preaching about the ills of alcohol. His name is Abner Forsyth. Approaching him, he says,
And damnation await you. Do you support temperance, sir? You, a scum who can become as angels if you just put down the booze. We are campaigning in Congress. We will save this nation from itself. In the land of liberty, men should be free to live soberly without fear that the perils of drink may overcome them. Do you like what you hear, sir?
Not particularly. You'll take away our last freedoms, friend. Freedom to forget about our troubles.
You don't have troubles, friend. You have all the joys of heaven here on earth if you just put down the bottle.
You don't know me so well, friend. If you did, you'd know how moronic that sounds.
I, Abner Forsyth, am not afraid to be called moronic, sir.
That I don't doubt. Good day, sir.
Oh, it shall be, sir. When we live temperately alongside one another, you are doomed. Doomed!
So with that, Abner has told us that he wants to free men of the ills of alcohol by taking away the choice, which kind of negates freedom. Though it seems his heart is in a nice place, albeit he's not afraid to be called moronic for his beliefs.
Go! Before temptation gets the better of you.
Well, how do you do, Mr. Marston?
So we're told to head to the seedier side of Blackwater, where a man, Oliver Phillips, stands. Approaching him, he says,
"Hey, mister. I heard about you."
"Sure you did."
"You that boy killed Bill Williamson over in Mexico."
"No, you got me mistaken, partner."
"I ain't. Boy told me all about you since you come to town."
"Town? That's what you call this? What's wrong with cesspit?"
You know, I saw you talking to that Abner Forsyth.
Who?
The temperance movement man. Man trying to put me in a poorhouse.
Oh, yeah. Interesting fella.
He's Jeremiah Somerset's pawn. The industrialist wants the state to outlaw public consumption of liquor so he can make a fortune selling personal gin stills. Leave bar owners like me begging in the street.
My heart bleeds for the three of you. I just can't figure out which one I dislike the most.
You kill Abner Forsyth, I'd do right by you.
You can find yourself someone else.
Kill him. That man needs to die. Like I said, I'll make it worth your while.
So for a nice reward, we can either warn Abner and do something, save a man's life, or we can kill him as requested, which goes a little something like this. Of course, killing a man on the street, especially in a city like Blackwater, will bring you all kinds of trouble. E.g., you'll probably get shot down as you killed Abner, as there are police everywhere. If you want to kill Abner and get away with it clean without a bounty,
let's go!
What you want to do is head up to the houses and try and scope out where Abner is from there. You'll need a sniper rifle to do this effectively. But basically to kill him without all of those pesky witnesses. Now, as you can see, he is behind the pole, still preaching heavily. But from a nice distance, you can get a straight shot of him, not be seen, slow things down because he does flail a lot, and shoot him in the head. With that, you've lost 20 honor, but can tell Oliver Phillips that Abner is dead. So we head to the seedier side of Blackwater and approach Oliver and say,
Hey, mister, I want to talk to you.
What is it?
I heard you killed Abner Forsyth. Good job.
Next time, do your own dirty work.
Oh, well, yeah. Anyway, here's your reward. You feel free to drown your sorrows in my saloon any old time you like.
I could use a drink.
Can't we all?
With that, you've killed Abner, but Phillips has put in a good word for you. Alcohol and room prices across the frontier are now half the normal price. This is very RPG in the way that it pays you out for a dirty deed versus a good one, though you do lose 100 honor and get a piece of scrap for the savvy merchant outfit. Now, if you instead want to warn Abner,
intoxication is a sin. The sin A sin, I tell you.
Hey there, Abner.
Good to see you, my friend. Decided to join me and recant the evils of the bottle?
Keep wishing, friend. You better move on soon. Fellas around here want you dead.
Oh. I guess the path of God will lead me elsewhere in this benighted kingdom. Thank you for sparing the life of a poor servant. Kindly take this.
Take care of yourself, Abner.
He shuffles away pretty timidly, and we do still have to tell Phillips that Abner is gone, but just not the way that he would like. So approaching Phillips...
Hey, mister, I want to talk to you.
What is it?
I heard you tipped off Abner Forsyth after I told you to kill him. Now he'll be spreading his nonsense all over the territory.
I ain't here to do your dirty work.
Oh, yeah? Well, you can forget about drowning your sorrows anywhere around here. Round here, it's gonna be double the going rate for you.
So be it.
This is the story of Flowers for a Lady, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption. Heading east from the McFarlane Ranch, you'll come across a man named Billy West who is on his hands and knees and will beckon you over to him. Approaching him, he says,
"What you searching for, partner?"
I've been gathering some flowers for my wife. She's waiting for me back in the cabin.
That's very sweet of you.
And we've been together 50 years now, me and my darling Annabelle. She's always loved these wild feverfew that grow around this place. You know. But she's getting on now in years, and it's hard for her to get up and about. So I want to bring her a lovely bouquet for our anniversary.
I've seen quite a few flowers in my travels, if you'd like to help.
Oh, yeah. Listen, these old fingers ain't what they used to be. I'd love it. Sure, bring me any pretty ones you find, huh?
If you could go look for them flowers, I'd really appreciate it.
So Billy tasks us with getting an anniversary gift for his wife Annabelle, being 3 featherfew, red sage, and desert sage, which are back spread out through New Austin in Gaptooth Breach, Rio Bravo, and Cholla Springs. As this is the first side quest you can technically take on, it also doubles to teach you about the side challenges of picking flowers in different regions. Though it is one of the slower activities in Red Dead Redemption, I do strongly recommend that you find some survivalist maps before you go out and find them, as I spent way too much time just searching around Rio Bravo trying to eyeball, say, the red sage, which is really hard to detect.
That's what I wanted.
One of my least favorite experiences in Red Dead Redemption. Once you collect all of the flowers, head back to Billy. I accidentally bumped into a lawman as I was heading back to his shack to give him the good news that his wife Annabelle will have some pretty flowers for their anniversary. Upon approaching Billy with the flowers, he says,
"Here's your flowers, Billy."
Well, thank you. Not many around these parts that help an old man with such a task. Thanks again, stranger. Come on in, have some tea with me and Annabelle. I'm sure she'd love the company.
All right, maybe just for a minute.
It's my other half, lovely Annabelle.
Much obliged.
This man helped me find these lovely flowers, Annabelle. Not half as lovely as you.
Yeah, no, you don't look a day over 30, ma'am.
Wait, it's the fine air and the good living up here in New Austin that keeps us so young and full of vigor. Annabelle was mentioning she wants to go up to Blackwater, ride one of those newfangled motor cars, huh? No bumpy old horse carriage for my angel.
That's a good idea, Billy. I should get going.
Well, you haven't had your tea. And Annabelle baked her special blackbird pie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Billy. I must have forgot. I've got an appointment with Planet Earth. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Farewell, John. Stop by any time. Oh, we play bridge on Thursdays.
Clearly, Billy has not taken the passing of his wife, Annabelle, well
I know your game. You're sweet on her, ain't you?
whatsoever, and he's still romancing her, which is, I guess, Noble, it's very sad, but you can actually head to the back of his shack before completing the quest and see his deceased wife through one of the floorboards, giving away the fact that she died some time ago. You can also bump into her, which will utterly shock Billy as her head rolls off her body. Passing on the footpath, unfortunately, the deputy, which I knocked into before, has come for some fisticuffs, not even taking the slightest notice of the corpse that has lost its head next to him on the floor. No, he wanted to get into a brawl, so before I finished this quest, I had to take care of the sheriff, being a little non-violent. Keep him a little bit quiet and head back to Billy to see if he's okay and check on Annabelle. Now, Billy, at any sign of trouble, just bolts off, and if you so choose, you can, I guess, put Billy out of his misery.
Benefits of a misspent youth.
This is the story of the American Lobbyist, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption. If you head to the city of Blackwater, you'll find a man in the gazebo in Blackwater Plaza that beckons John over.
Hello there, sir. You look like a man who can do an honest day's work for an honest day's pay.
Then looks can be deceiving, pal.
Perfect. As honesty is in my business the worst policy. I work for our well-respected Governor, Nate Johns.
That makes sense.
Now, there is a certain individual spreading nasty rumors about Mr. Johns. I'd like you to put a stop to this vile gossip and malingering.
Suppose I can handle that? For the right price?
Now, this individual has had the misfortune to be photographed enjoying some rather inappropriate company. Been seen with a local whore. Take these photographs to him. After you take care of business, return to me and I'll pay up the reward for your services. You're doing great things for your state, dear friend. You should be proud.
Upon further inspection of the photos before we take them to Mr. Worthington, they are indeed quite spicy. So we head to the bank to show Mr. Worthington the evidence that we have against him, shut down his gossip, and hopefully blackmail him so he leaves the Governor Nate Johns alone for good.
Hey there, fella. What do you think of our governor, Nate Johns?
Nate Johns? Why, that no-good, lying, backstabbing bastard, I'd like to see him horsewhipped. Why you ask, friend?
Need to make sure I had the right man. Would you care to take a quick look at a couple photographs of you coming out of a fine place of not much repute?
What? As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, Nate Johns is a fine, fine man and an even better governor. And I consider it an honor to call him my friend.
Wise man.
Now, as Mr. Worthington is a man of ill repute, easily swayed, you can turn around and shoot him, though that will actually fail the quest. Instead, you have to head back to Mr. Fillmore, who will just promptly give you a reward for the task. If you're feeling a little bit morally squeamish about aiding and abetting somebody in blackmail, you can actually trail Mr. Fillmore over to the local pub. And that's where he'll stay for the remainder of the game, though if you do choose to kill him, I recommend dynamite for maximum effect. To get him out of the chair, you'll lose fame and honor, though it seems worth it.
I'd get a real kick if you joined us for some cards.
I'll shut your mouth for you.
Toy Sattler!
Now, that's just one of the strangest stories in Red Dead Redemption that makes the game so morally grey and fun to enjoy.
All this, no rest. Over there.
So long, then.
Goodbye, then.
Come on. Whoa, whoa.
This is the story of Remember My Family, a Stranger Side mission, and the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption. After John Marston is killed by the government in the mission The Last Enemy That Shall Be Destroyed, we see Jack at his father's grave, and it is revealed that his mother Abigail too had passed away in 1914 from unknown causes. And Jack buries her on the ranch next to John and Uncle. This initiates the last side quest in Red Dead Redemption, where a stranger side quest icon is shown in the city of Blackwater. There, Jack will find a government agent leaning against one of the railings named Howard Sawicki. Approaching him, he says,
"Sir, you work with the government? You one of them agents?"
"Sure, son. Why you ask?"
"Did you work with a man named Edgar Ross? I have something for him."
"Edgar Ross? No, but well knew of him. A fine man if you wanted results. Won himself a chest full of medals. I think he went and retired about a year ago. Last I heard, him and his wife moved out to a cabin on Lake Don Julio. Lucky guy, getting to take it easy. Beats fighting crime in this dump, that's for sure."
Well, thank you for the information, mister.
"I've told you everything I know, young man."
Though you will lose 50 honor, you do have the ability to kill Howard Sawicki. He does give you $5 off his corpse.
It might as well be me, mister.
It seems as though we haven't alerted the authorities or garnered a bounty, even though a policeman is strolling over to the police station. Now we're tasked with going to find Edgar Ross's wife near Lake Don Julio.
Let's slow down.
As we head to Lake Don Julio, we see the cabin which was present previously when we were trying to liberate a Gatling gun on the behest of Irish. Approaching the cabin, it seems like a really nice area and cabin. Got this beautiful calming water, everything that a man can need to settle down and retire. There we see Edgar's wife sitting on the porch.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello, young man.
Hi.
What are you doing out here? Are you out visiting the lake with your family?
No, ma'am. I was looking to deliver a letter to Edgar Ross.
Oh, that husband of mine. That bureau just won't get its talons out of him, even though he's retired. Edgar gave them some of the best years of his life. They ought to let him retire in peace. They'll not rest till they've killed him with worry, and he's such a sensitive man. I'm sorry, I shouldn't get so angry. I don't suppose any of this is your fault. There's no need to worry about him nowadays.
Well, where is he?
He and his brother Philip went hunting on the south side of the San Luis River. Be careful crossing over. They were saying it was dangerous.
I sure will, ma'am. And don't worry about a thing. I'm sure your husband will be just fine.
If you weren't enraged before, now we've been tasked to go find Ross and his brothers near Rio del Toro. The lake's been said to be dangerous, but I wanted to see his house, how he's living. This is the house of a man that murdered so many. His wife had stated how sensitive he was. She clearly doesn't know him. Unfortunately for her, this isn't redemption I'm looking for. It's revenge. This is one of the stranger side missions where you can take all-out revenge on the people, innocent or not.
Here goes the last of my innocence.
Some people are looking for redemption. We're looking for punishment.
Let's go! Let's go!
So, Remember My Family picks up near Rio del Toro, just north of Chuparosa. Riding there, you'll find a camp just by the river, where it seems as somebody is tanning some skins or hanging up some of their fresh kills. And a man with his back to you says,
"What brings you out this way?"
Hey there, mister. How's the hunting?
Oh, pretty good, son. Got me a few rabbits, coyote, elk, Still looking for some trophies for the parlor.
I've got a letter here for Edgar Ross. You know him? I heard he was down in these parts with his wife.
Yes, I know him. He's my brother. Gone down river, duck hunt. Must be a pretty important letter to have come all this way.
Oh, yes, sir. Real important. I'll be on my way home as soon as I deliver this message.
You best be off then. Just don't get on his bad side. He's got a filthy temper. I'd go now if I was you.
So we're tasked by Edgar's brother to head downriver to find him. It seems as though his brother knows Edgar a little bit more than his wife. We explode Edgar's brother as well. So now, down 2 family members and a government agent, we head downriver to where Edgar is duck hunting. And down by the river, we spy Edgar. Now, if you do aim at him and decide to shoot him, you will lose 50 honor, but also you fail the quest as you did not face Edgar whatsoever. So even though you did get your revenge, it's not really the story is intended to pan out.
All right, mister.
So with another attempt, we head down to the river, the spot where Edgar is hunting ducks, and approach him for a final confrontation.
Excuse me, you Edgar Ross?
Do I know you?
Forgive me for startling you, sir. I have a message for you. My name is Jack Marston. You knew my father.
I see. I remember your father.
I've come for you, Ross.
And you, boy, have sure as shit found me.
You killed my father.
Your father killed himself with the life he lived.
You killed it. I saw you.
You keep saying that.
You sent him to do your dirty work. Then you shot him like a dog.
And I'll shoot you like one too, you little piece of trash. Now get out of here before I kill you as well.
I ain't going nowhere, old man.
With that, we have a duel. Edgar Ross has dropped his shotgun and he's probably an experienced duelist, killed countless people, but whether he's faced them, as Jack has, remains to be seen. This duel cannot be won by disarming him. So first, we aim for the groin, heart, face, mouth. Another shot in the groin and one to disarm him just in case his hand somehow slips and pulls the trigger. And with that, Edgar Ross is no more. John Marston may have been seeking redemption, but as Jack, his motive is pure, unadulterated revenge.